Chapter 662. Wang Yao went to the hotel to put down his luggage. Chu Yin and Su Xiaoxue went home. Why doesn't he want to stay there? Su Xiaoxue asked. He stayed there because he wanted to see your doctor, so there was no problem with him staying there. Now he's here purely for personal matters. Maybe he feels it's not appropriate to stay there anymore, Chu Yin explained. After all, Wang Yao's purpose was different from the previous times. Su Xiaoxue didn't say anything. We made an appointment to have dinner together tonight. I know, Chu Yin said with a smile. Auntie Lian, can you help me book a place? Okay, Chu Yin said. Jing was very big. There were more places to eat. Whether it was business, personal, lovers, or comrades, different dinners, different choices. Back home, Song Ruiping didn't ask much. Seeing her daughter's happy face, she was a little worried. Silly girl. Well, what should I wear? In the bedroom, Su Xiaoxue was thinking about what to wear. Song Ruiping knocked on the door and came in. What's wrong? Mom, what do you think I look good in? My daughter looks good in anything. Okay. Su Xiaoxue hesitated again. Simple as good. In the end, under Song Ruiping's guidance, she chose a dress that looked fresh and elegant. It revealed two white, jade-like legs. She looked very beautiful. Su Xiaoxue also put on light makeup. It was the first time she had put on makeup in a few days. After dressing up, she turned in a circle in front of her mother and asked, Do I look good? Yes, my daughter is the most beautiful, Song Ruiping said. After dressing up carefully, Su Xiaoxue, who was already beautiful, became more beautiful. She was like a flower in full bloom. He sighed to himself. It's almost time. I should go. Drive safe. Okay, Mom. Chu Yin, be careful. Song Ruiping didn't forget to remind her. Okay, ma'am. In the hotel, Wang Yao stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling glass window and looked at the traffic outside. The traffic seemed to never stop, whether it was day or night, whether it was sunny or stormy. It's so prosperous. Whether it was on TV or in person, one had to admit that it was one of the most prosperous places in the world. Ring, buzz. Just as Wang Yao was lost in thought, his phone rang. Hey, sir, we're downstairs. All right, I'll be right out. After hanging up the phone, he locked the door and went downstairs. Downstairs in the hall. Hello, beautiful lady, may I know you? I'm sorry. In less than 5 minutes, a man had taken the initiative to greet Su Xiaoxue. There was a young man in bright clothes, a middle-aged man with a steady aura, and there was even a man in his 50s who was half-bald. This was a true nouveau riche, and his words were also full of pride. Rich, 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 rich. She's so beautiful. The waiters nearby all exclaimed. Yes, she's prettier than those movie stars. Do you think she had plastic surgery? Where did you get it done so beautifully? That's right, I'll do it too. Some people even secretly took photos of him. Just as they were talking, Wang Yao came down from above and came to the hall. Then he was stunned. He saw Su Xiaoxue at a glance. She was too dazzling, like the moon in the sky or the blooming peony in the grass. She could be seen at a glance. After seeing Wang Yao, she took the initiative to walk up to him. Sir, damn it, someone shouted out. Really? God, he looks like a country bumpkin. I'm so blind. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Wang Yao said with a smile. Of course, he had heard the conversation in the hall. He just smiled. No, we just arrived. Just arrived? Do you know how long you've made the beauty wait for you? This is simply unforgivable. If I had such a beautiful girlfriend, I would stick with her every day. You're dreaming. Wipe your saliva dry. The crowd was either envious, jealous, or confused. They watched Wang Yao get into the luxury car and drive away. I really don't understand. Many people did not understand. How many good deeds did he do in his previous life to have such good fortune? In the car, Su Xiaoxue asked, Sir, do you like Shandong food? I like it. Anything is fine. When it came to food, Wang Yao was not picky. Su Xiaoxue chose the best Shandong restaurant in Jing because he was from Qi province. It was also Chu Yin's suggestion. The restaurant did not look very high-end. It was even a little inconspicuous compared to the nearby high-rise buildings. The cars parked in front of the restaurant showed that there were many people eating there. After entering the restaurant, There were indeed many people inside. They had already booked a private room. The decor was very simple and elegant. The dishes were classic Shandong food. To be honest, although Wang Yao was from Qi province, the first time he had eaten the so-called famous authentic Shandong food was in Jing. They ate and chatted. It was just the two of them. Sir, I've recently made progress in my practice. Yes, I can feel it. Sir, do you have any other hobbies besides treating patients? Other hobbies? This sentence made Wang Yao stunned. His current life revolved around things like seeing patients, planting herbs, and concocting medicine. These were his hobbies. He also studied art and read medical books. In this way, his life seemed to be somewhat dull and too monotonous. Plant trees. Su Xiaoxue was surprised. Plant trees? How should I put it? Wang Yao suddenly felt a little embarrassed. It was as if he had told a bad joke. Actually, I really want to go out and see the famous mountains and rivers. I also want to learn about the medical situation in various places, Wang Yao said. He also wanted to visit the rivers and mountains of his motherland. This was a wish he had had when he was in school. At that time, he also wanted to take time out to see the rivers and mountains of his motherland when he became successful and famous. After graduation, he put this wish in the depths of his heart. Now that Su Xiaoxu asked about his hobbies, he remembered that he had such a wish. Sir, you like mountains and rivers? Yes, I like them. I like them too. The two of them found a common hobby and started to talk. Unlike before, when they only talked about illness and cultivation, Su Xiaoxue had a wide range of knowledge. Before she fell ill, she had indeed been to many places and talked a lot at the dinner table. She rarely talked so much with others. Su Xiaoxue had a lot of knowledge. She was a little nervous. After all, it was the first time she was alone with the person she liked. Wang Yao also had a slightly strange mood. The girl sitting opposite him was beautiful, kind, and clearly showed her affection for him. Wang Yao thought a lot about how to start a new relationship and how to deal with the relationship with her. If they liked each other, they would be together. This was the final conclusion Wang Yao came to. He came here because Su Xiaoxue missed him, and he also had this girl in his heart. Sir, can I accompany you around tomorrow? Okay. I haven't seen enough the last few times I came here, Wang Yao said with a smile. Outside the private room. Am I seeing things? The beauty is in this private room? Yes, you're right. She is in here. She is so beautiful. Okay, I have to go in and get to know her. What are you doing? What does it have to do with you? Hey, she's also a beauty. The mature kind. I like her. Chu Yin smiled and looked at the young man who had drunk a few cups of cat urine. Get out of here right now. Why should we leave just because you tell us to? Who are you? Yes, beauty. Let's make an appointment tonight. Okay, let's go out and talk. Hey, okay, buddies, I like this type. I will leave the inside to you. It is boring to be alone. Let's go together. Oh, your hobby is quite special. Several drunken men followed Chu Lian out. Beauty, where are you going? Crack, crack. The few of them groaned a few times before they all fell to the ground and fainted. Chu Lian snorted coldly, then turned and went back into the hotel. Chapter 663. Hey, brother, should we call the police? Call the police? We have to call the police. This woman is King trained. They decisively called the police. After a while, the police arrived. What's going on? Sir, we were beaten by someone, a man said. Beaten? Who was it? A woman, in that restaurant, a man said. A woman beat you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 big men. The policeman glanced at them. Have you been drinking? These people did have a strong smell of alcohol on them. Sir, we drank, but we didn't drive. We are good law-abiding citizens. The man was obviously drunk. Shut up, the policeman said. All right, let me tell you. Lying about a case is also punishable, the policeman said. We know that. Look at us. Do we look like we are lying? Well, I think so, the policeman said. He had encountered such a situation before. A few drunk people called the police because of small matter. In the end, they were all sent to the police station to be reprimanded. To be honest, the police didn't want to deal with such a thing. He felt a headache just looking at these people. Hey, sir, isn't there a surveillance camera there? You can check it. One of them covered his cheek and pointed to a camera hanging in the corner. The camera just happened to be there, so they could see the situation just now. "Where is she?" the policeman on duty asked. "Inside, I'll take you in." After entering, the man was dumbfounded. The restaurant didn't look big from the outside, but it was quite spacious inside. It was mealtime, so there were quite a lot of people eating there. It wasn't easy to find a woman in such a big place. "Excuse me, did you see a woman just now? She's in her 30s. She is wearing a light blue top and jeans. She is quite beautiful." "Ah, yes. She is in a private room on the second floor. Can you please take us there?" "Okay." Seeing the police coming, the waiter was naturally very cooperative. At this time, Chu Yin was diagonally opposite the private room, where Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue were having dinner. The door wasn't completely closed, leaving a gap. From here, she could clearly see the situation in the private room. She was the one who found the group of troublemakers and took them out to teach them a lesson. Yes, footsteps. This is the private room. The door was pushed open and a group of people entered the private room. There is only one person in the room, a beautiful woman who looked to be around 30 years old. She ordered a few dishes and smiled at them. "Officer, that's him. Be careful, this little girl knows Kung Fu." Someone reminded in a low voice. "Hello, they said you were the one who hit them?" "Officer, do you believe this?" Well, to be honest, this policeman really didn't believe it. "How about this? Let them go to the police station to cooperate with the investigation." There seems to be something wrong with this statement. Why only them? Ring. Buzz. The police officer soon received a call. Yes, I understand. Well, come back with us to make a statement." He turned to the man next to him, who was still in pain. Okay. Several people followed him. "Hey, officer, what about her?" "You don't need to worry about her," the police officer said. "Just take care of yourselves." "This?" Several people gasped after hearing that. They thought this was bad. Could it be that they had kicked an iron plate? "Tell me what happened." After shocking the police station, they began to make a statement. "We were hit." "Nonsense, I know. Why were we hit?" "Well, we just said a few words to her, and then we were hit," one of the men said. "A few words? What did you say?" That. Say it." Several people were silent. They looked at each other. "What's wrong? Didn't you sound quite reasonable just now?" "Say it." "Officer, can I make a phone call?" "Yes, call." "Okay, thank you." The leading man went out to make a phone call. "Hey, we are locked up here." "Hurry up," the leading man said. "We were set up by a little girl." "Okay, I know. I will treat you to dinner after I get out." "Okay, thank you." After making the phone call, they thought they would get a result soon. They were disappointed. "Think about what you have done. What's going on? Why doesn't the phone work?" Originally, they were going to have dinner and flirt with a girl. However, none of them expected to encounter such a situation. They had some connections, but those connections seemed to be useless now. Oh no, they admitted defeat and honestly told the police what had happened that night. In the restaurant, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue had finished eating. "Let's go for a walk together," Wang Yao said. "Okay. Well, you're a tour guide?" "Okay." The night in Jing was very busy. Su Xiaoxue was thinking about where to take Wang Yao. "Go to Hohai." "Up to you." Chu Yin's car appeared at the right time. "Where to?" "Hohai." Hohai was not far from where they had dinner. It was the first choice for many young people at night because there were many bars and restaurants. The environment was very good. "I will wait for you here. Call me if you need anything." "Okay, Andy Lien." Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue walked side by the lake. At this time of the day, the weather was not particularly hot. It was a little cold at night. "Are you cold?" "No," Su Xiaoxue said. She now had nashi flowing in her body. Although she could not be as cold as Wang Yao, the cold was nothing to her. It was very comfortable. There was shouting and singing in the restaurant next to them. On the road, from time to time, young people passed by. Some were in groups of friends, and some were in pairs. "How are your studies?" "Very good. I majored in economic management," Su Xiaoxue said. She didn't like this major, but the strength of this major in Yanjing University was second to none in the country. "What are you going to do after graduation?" "Well, I haven't thought about it yet," Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. She had taken a leave of absence in the second semester of her sophomore year. She would graduate in more than a year. "Do you have any good suggestions, sir?" Me? Wang Yao was surprised. He then smiled and shook his head. The two of them walked like this. They talked from time to time. It seemed that the distance between them was getting closer and closer. Wang Yao stopped. What's wrong? Nothing. He smiled. Chu Yin was right behind them, and she hid very well. When they came to a bar, Su Xiaoxue smiled and asked, "Do you want to go in and have a drink?" Drink? Yes, I want to try, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. Okay. The two of them went into the bar. A bar? Under a tree not far away. Chu Yin frowned slightly. Before entering the bar, the affectionate song came into her ears. When I fell in love with you, you were poor and studying hard. When I left you, you were in the wedding hall. Can I dance for you one more time? This was an old song. It used to be very popular. What would you like to drink? Handsome guy, beautiful girl? As soon as the bartender saw Su Xiaoxue, he was stunned. She's so beautiful. In Hohai, there were all kinds of handsome guys and beautiful girls. He had seen many beautiful girls, but he didn't know how long he had been stunned like today. This was the first time. He turned his head and looked at Wang Yao next to him. Other than that, there was nothing special about him. Compared to this beautiful woman, no matter how one looked at it, it was a bit out of place. Could it be that he was a second-generation young master? Well, I don't know much about this, sir. Su Xiaoxue turned to look at Wang Yao. Sir, that's a strange way to address me. Well, what do you recommend? Would you like a cocktail? Beautiful girl? Green grasshopper? Okay. Su Xiaoxue smiled. How about you? Whiskey? Okay. Soon, the bartender brought 2 glasses of wine to them. This is the first time I've been to such a place. Su Xiaoxue took a sip of the cocktail gently. I've been to bars a few times, Wang Yao said. He didn't like such a place. It was a bit noisy. It was like this now, but not before. Chapter 664. While I was in school, I liked to be lively, Wang Yao said with a smile. Later, after practicing Taoism, his whole state of mind changed. Like them. Su Xiaoxue pointed to the young people who were cheering around the karaoke table. Well, something like that. While they were talking, a young man went to the karaoke table. A song called Cinderella for My True Love. Oh, there are people cheering below. How can I fall in love with you? I'm asking myself. I can give up anything. It is difficult to leave today. You are not beautiful, but you are very cute. To be honest, he sang well and was quite emotional. Sir, can you sing? Su Xiaoxue asked. I am very bad at singing, Wang Yao said with a smile. Hello, beauty, can I get to know you? At this time, suddenly, a well-dressed young man came to Su Xiaoxue's side. Sorry, Su Xiaoxue refused coldly. Hey, can we be friends? Bar was a place where many people hunted for beautiful women. Here, it was possible to meet women who were frustrated in love. They were in a bad mood and drunk. It was the best time to take advantage of the situation. However, thinking of the young man in front of him, he did not know whether he was too proud or not. It was obvious that Wang Yao, the main character, was still there. He just wanted to cut in. Haha. He smiled and went to the karaoke table. He whispered a few words in the ear of the man who was singing affectionately. The man gave up his seat. Confession balloon for that beauty. He stretched out his hand and pointed. Everyone looked at Su Xiaoxue. Wow, she is so beautiful. Wait a minute. Isn't there a man sitting next to her? Taking away her love with a knife. On the banks of the Seine, coffee on the left bank. I have a cup in hand to taste your beauty, leaving a lip mark on your lips. You said you were a little difficult to chase and wanted me to back off. What do you think of his singing? Wang Yao asked Su Xiaoxue with a smile. It is terrible. His voice is broken. To be honest, Wang Yao thought his singing was okay. Shall we go, sir? Okay. Wang Yao paid the bill with a smile. Beauty, don't go. On the stage, the man who was singing passionately shouted. Stay. The people below also joined in the commotion. Oh, a voice suddenly rang out like a clap of thunder, suppressing all other voices. Aya, my ears. It hurts. The people in the bar covered their ears and rubbed their heads. After leaving the bar, Su Xiaoxue asked curiously, Sir, what was that just now? Yes, it's one way to use Neishi. Just like the lion's roar. Something like that, Wang Yao replied with a smile. Sir, you're amazing. They're too noisy. Oh my god. Chu Yin rubbed her forehead after coming out. This Dr. Wang is really amazing. He even knows about the legendary lion's roar. She caught her breath and slowly followed him. Wang Yao looked at the time. It's 9 o'clock. I'll drive you back. Okay. Su Xiaoxue was still a little unsatisfied. I'll make a call. Chu Yin soon arrived in front of them. She first drove Wang Yao back to the hotel, then drove Su Xiaoxue back to the Su family's house. Miss, are you happy today? Yes, very happy, Su Xiaoxue said. Hearing her daughter's voice, Song Ruaping came out of the living room. You're back. Are you happy? Yes. That's good. Rest early. Okay. Su Xiaoxue hummed a song softly and went upstairs. Where did they go? Song Ruaping asked softly. They went to Hohai Bar after dinner. Bar? Did Xiaoxue drink? Yes, she had a cocktail. And then? Nothing. Oh, that's good. That's good. Ah, Dr. Wang wants to visit tomorrow. Okay, Song Ruaping said. Something's really needed to be told to Dr. Wang face to face. In Jing, it was a sleepless night. The next morning, the sky was gray as if it was covered by something, which made people feel uncomfortable. This kind of weather was normal in Jing. It was not rare. Wang Yao had prepared some gifts. It was camellia, which he brought from Hike. He had specially bought it from Su Maosheng before he came to the capital. He did not ask Chu Lian to pick him up. He went directly to Su Xiaoxue's house. Hello, Auntie. This time, he also changed the way he addressed her. Hello, come in and have a seat. Song Ruaping smiled and invited him into the house. Soon, the tea was served. Sir, Su Xiaoxue was very happy to see Wang Yao. She had an almost instinctive sense of intimacy with this man. The three of them chatted for a while. Xiaoxue, I want to talk to him alone, Wang Yao said. Okay. Su Xiaoxue thought for a moment and then went upstairs. Wang Yao, I want to tell you something from my heart. Yes, Auntie. Xiaoxue's illness was cured thanks to you. You saved her life. We thank you for this matter. We will always remember it in our hearts, Song Ruaping said. Wang Yao did not immediately speak. He just sat on the sofa and listened quietly. However, it involves Xiaoxue's marriage. As her mother, I have to carefully consider it. Well, I understand, Wang Yao said. I hope you can tell me the truth. Do you really like Xiaoxue? Do you like her and nothing else? Yes, I do have a good impression of her, Wang Yao said after thinking for a moment. I want to try to be with her. Well, I hope you won't hurt her, Song Ruaping said. It was always the girl who was easy to be hurt when a couple was in love. Of course, Wang Yao said sincerely. Okay, Chu Yin, go and ask Xiaoxue to come down. Okay, Mayam. Su Xiaoxue came downstairs and stood next to Wang Yao. Where are you going today? I'll show you around. I'll be your tour guide. Okay, have fun. Do you want to go home for lunch? No, I'm not coming back. I see. Be careful. Song Ruaping walked them out of the door. Sir, where are we going? It's up to you, Wang Yao said. Su Xiaoxue did not ask anything about what had just happened. Wang Yao did not say anything either. Beihai Park. Okay, let's go. Jing was very big and had many scenic spots. It was impossible to visit all of them in one day. Su Xiaoxue was very happy. She was also thinking about what her mother had said to Wang Yao. What will they say? These emperors really know how to enjoy life. In Beihai, he felt something similar to the aura on Nanshan Hill. Of course, it was much worse than there. Obviously, this former royal garden had been designed with a lot of thought. Many feng shui masters have been invited to decorate and shoot. The water rippled. In the distance, the white tower stood on the hill. Do you feel anything? Wang Yao softly asked Su Xiaoxue, who was next to him. Feel what? Su Xiaoxue was silent for a moment. Sir, what do you mean? You mean this world? Wang Yao pointed around and asked. This place. Su Xiaoxue closed her eyes to feel carefully. Well, it's nothing. In Jing, the qi here is stronger, Wang Yao said. Do you mean this place is suitable for practicing? Yes, that's what I mean. In reality, the qi in Jing was relatively dirty. Of course, it was not like this thousands of years ago. To be able to be chosen as the capital and the core of a country, a lot of effort must have been put in to build it. Since the Yuan dynasty, the capital was set there. The layout of the entire Jing was actually very knowledgeable. The wisdom of the ancient sages in some aspects was so brilliant that the current level of technology could not understand it. Whether the city was used for living or not, there was a deeper meaning behind it. I can't feel it, Su Xiaoxue said. I can only feel the strong qi near Nanshan Hill. She had not been to Nanshan Hill, but she had stayed at the foot of the hill. She felt the different qi. If you have time, you can come here more often, Wang Yao said. It's good for your practice. Okay, I will remember. After touring the North Sea, they went to the Great Wall. Wang Yao had been there once in the rain. At that time, he had been enlightened and had made a breakthrough on the path of martial arts. Today, he came again. There were tourists everywhere. Although it was not the peak season, there were still many tourists. With so many people, it was noisy. The feeling of the Great Wall was no longer the same as before. Chapter 665. Basically, there were only two tourist destinations in Jing, the Great Wall and the Forbidden City. The Great Wall stretched for thousands of miles from east to west. It was a miracle in ancient times. Looking from a distance from a high place was also a different story. At noon, the two of them found a clean small restaurant to have lunch and continued their tour. In the afternoon, they went to another place, Prince Gong's mansion. It was the biggest mansion in the world. Prince Gong's mansion is half of the history of the Qing dynasty. Although it was not as big as the Forbidden City, it had a different artistic conception. At this time, it was not a Saturday or a weekend, nor was a holiday. Therefore, there were very few people here. There were so few people that they only met two people after walking for a while. They were both old people. Do you think people in ancient times would get lost living in such a big mansion? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Well, it's possible, Wang Yao said. I think they should make a sign with arrows, Wang Yao said. That's the kitchen, that's the toilet. That won't work. What if someone wants to assassinate them? You're right, Wang Yao said. I heard it's haunted, Wang Yao said. Isn't the Forbidden City also haunted? Sir, are there really ghosts in this world? Well, I've never seen one, so it's hard to say, Wang Yao said. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew. It was very suitable for the scene. Hiss! The ghost is coming, Wang Yao said. Ah, ha ha! Their laughter echoed in the small courtyard. The two of them leisurely strolled around the mansion. Perhaps it was because there were not many people here. When they came out of Prince Gong's mansion, it was already past 4 p.m. Sir, do you want to go anywhere else? No, we've been here for a day. Let's take a rest. Okay, Wang Yao said. You can choose a restaurant for dinner, but it's my treat, Wang Yao said with a smile. No problem, Wang Yao said. Call Auntie Lien. He was curious about the conscientious woman. She looked like she was in her 30s. Why did she call her Auntie Lien? Chu Lien chose the place. It was a private restaurant in an old courtyard house. It was a bit remote, but there were many people eating there. The chef here is very good, but the rules are a bit strange, Chu Lien said. How strange? He has the final say on what dishes to cook, Chu Lien said. People who come here to eat are only responsible for eating. It is indeed a little strange. They waited for nearly 20 minutes before the dishes were served. Moreover, the speed at which the dishes were served was not fast. A total of 8 dishes took nearly an hour to be served. The taste of the dishes was not bad, and the ingredients used were quite heavy. After taking a bite, Wang Yao was slightly startled. Peppermint and licorice were Chinese medicinal herbs. He then ate another dish, which also contained Chinese herbs, but the amount was very small. What's wrong, sir? Su Xiaoxue asked when she saw Wang Yao tasting all the dishes. Oh, I'm just curious. Let me try it. This chef is indeed a little strange, he said with a smile. What did you find, sir? He put Chinese medicine in these dishes. Really? There's mint and licorice in this dish. There's ginseng and wolfberry in this dish. There's poria and fritillary in this dish. Wang Yao pointed out the ingredients one by one. The ingredients in each dish were listed out. Is it okay to eat like this? Yes, it's not a big deal. The chef's cooking was similar to a medicinal diet, but there were actually several herbs in it that had conflicting effects. After eating it, it might cause slight abdominal distension, diarrhea, and other problems. I'm also curious about where he got the recipes for the medicinal diet. Why don't you talk to him later so that he won't have diarrhea after eating here? Forget it, Wang Yao said with a smile. The dishes tasted good. After dinner, it was past 7 p.m. Let's go to see a movie. Sure. Wang Yao hadn't been to a movie theater for several years. It was a refreshing movie. The two of them sat together and quietly watched it. Su Xiaoxue ate the popcorn. She felt that her mood was really like the popcorn at this time. It was as sweet as honey. To be honest, the movie was not very good. Most of the people who came to watch it were couples. They mainly watched the mood. Some couples had already hugged each other. In the corner, Chu Yin quietly watched the two of them sitting together. This young lady is getting deeper and deeper into it. The two of them leaned their heads very close to each other. They whispered a few words. Other than that, they didn't do anything intimate. After watching the movie, Chu Yin drove Wang Yao back to the hotel first. Then, she went home with Su Xiaoxue. After a day of driving, Su Xiaoxue was a little tired. She took a shower and then lay on the bed. She didn't sleep. She thought about the sweet moment they had together and where to go tomorrow. In the living room downstairs, Chu Yin softly told Song, Ruaping, what had happened that day. Ma, why do I feel like I'm a spy? Chu Yin asked with a smile. Xiaoxue is a girl. You have to keep an eye on her. I'm really worried about her, Song Ruaping said with a smile. In the hotel, Wang Yao stood in front of the window and looked outside. That day had been very fulfilling. He was also very happy. He had a kind of indescribable happiness that could not be explained. Bang, bang, bang. Just then, he heard a knock on the door. Who is it? He opened the door and saw a beautiful woman standing there. Her makeup was a little thick. Who are you? Hello, sir. Do you need any special service? Wang Yao was stunned. No, thank you. He hurriedly closed the door. Good heavens. There really is such a thing. Wang Yao was a little surprised. Umph. The woman snorted coldly. Then, she turned to another room. The person who opened the door was a middle-aged man with a big belly. He opened the door and looked at the woman. Then, he let her into the room. Wang Yao was about to go to bed. Suddenly, he heard a piercing scream. What's going on? Not long after, he heard the sound of hurried footsteps. It was better to avoid unnecessary trouble. He didn't open the door or go out to see. What's going on? I don't know what's going on, the middle-aged man said. I was fine at the beginning. Suddenly, I couldn't take it anymore. Going crazy immediately? Losing his virginity? It was a tragedy for the middle-aged man that night. He originally wanted to take advantage of the business trip to Jing to relax. Without the tigress at home, he really let himself loose. For 3 consecutive days, he had called 5 beautiful women. A few nights later, he suddenly became interested again. He was able to show his masculinity by relying on drugs. As a result, he lost his life. Hurry up and taken to the hospital. Whoosh! The ambulance sped away. Alcohol is a poison that penetrates the intestines, and sex is a steel knife that scrapes the bones. This saying was indeed true. Of course, this was just a small episode. It had no effect on Wang Yao. It just delayed his sleep time. In the evening, a plane landed at the airport in Jing. Sir, he came to Jing? Yes, our people saw him with Su Xiaoxue, the middle-aged man said. I see, the middle-aged man said. Sitting in the car, Guozhing's face was very bad. The smile that used to be as bright as the sun disappeared. It was replaced by a kind of anger. He actually came to Jing and was with Su Xiaoxue, Guozhing thought. This was something he didn't expect at all. After getting the news, he came to Jing with anger. It was his principle to act after planning. However, this time, he acted first and then planned. What can I do? What should I do? This was what he had been thinking about on the plane. He didn't go home. Instead, he lived in another place. He didn't tell his family that he came to Jing. He didn't want them to know about it. The next day, the sun was shining. Before leaving, Song Ruaping didn't forget to remind her son. Take some water. The weather forecast today is over 30 degrees. Got it, Mom. Where are we going today? Xiangshan. Okay, go ahead. Have fun. Okay. Chu Yin drove Su Xiaoxue to Wang Yao Xiangshan Park. It was a Saturday, so there were more and more people here. Xiangshan was very big. There were many scenic spots to see. The trees on the mountain were quite lush. Although the sun in the sky was a bit dazzling and the temperature outside was relatively high, it was actually very cool on the mountain. Zhao Temple, Xianglu Peak, and Jiangxintai. They visited several famous places. On the way, Wang Yao focused on some special trees. It was said that more than 90% of the forest coverage there, and there were many ancient trees. Chapter 666. Tingfa Pine, Fengqi Pine, Cheongsong Pagoda Shadow, Jiulong Cypress, and so on. Because there are all kinds of trees and herbs on Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao was more interested in these wild plants. In fact, he thought the natural scenery was more interesting than the buildings. There were also places to eat and stay on Xiangshan Hill. It had become a scenic area that combined tourism, accommodation, and leisure. They had a meal nearby at noon. After a short rest, they continued to tour in the afternoon. As a former royal garden, the area was naturally very large. If one wanted to have a detailed tour, one day was definitely not enough. In the afternoon, they went to Jisong Garden and Biyun Temple. These former ancient buildings had been damaged to varying degrees. Although they had been repaired, they still lacked the ancient flavor. "Let's go in and make a wish," Su Xiaoxiu said. Sure, some people believed in making a wish in the temple. Wang Yao did not believe in it. In the main hall, the atmosphere was solemn. Su Xiaoxiu knelt down and made a wish. Wang Yao followed. The two of them left the main hall and heard a voice. "Xiaoxiu." They looked in the direction of the voice. It was a young man with a smile as bright as the sun. It was Guo Zhenghe. "Brother Zhenghe, you are here too?" "Yes, what a coincidence." "Hello, Dr. Wang." "Hello." Wang Yao smiled. "It seems that you did not consider what I said at all." Guo Zhenghe stared at Wang Yao said. "There is no need to consider. I will not give up," Wang Yao said. If he thought it was just a coincidence before, he didn't have a good impression of Guo Zhenghe at all at this moment. What right did he have to let others touch the things he liked? He was so overbearing. He was not a god in heaven, nor was he an emperor on earth. Good, very good, don't regret it. Hearing this, Su Xiaoxiu was also keenly aware of something. "Brother Zhenghe, what do you mean?" She no longer had a smile on her face. "Let's go." Wang Yao took Su Xiaoxiu's small hand. Su Xiaoxiu's body trembled as if she had been electrocuted. Then, she obediently followed Wang Yao out of the temple. Guo Zhenghe was left alone with a gloomy look on his face. It was as if the sun had just been shining brightly in June, but it had suddenly turned dark and cloudy all of a sudden. Acting recklessly, he gritted his teeth. In his eyes, Wang Yao's action just now was a naked provocation and a slap in the face. Since he was young, no one had dared to do this in front of him. That was his woman, his exclusive property, and no other man could touch or accept him. What life-saving grace! What engraved in his heart! From this moment onwards, he viewed Wang Yao as an enemy that had almost no chance of reconciliation. "Sir," Su Xiaoxiu blushed, and her voice was as low as a mosquito. This was the first time in many years that she had been held by an alien other than her family. "Oh!" Wang Yao loosened his grip. The two of them stood under a 100-year-old pine tree. "Sir, what did he ask you to give up?" When they were in the temple, just now, Su Xiaoxiu had memorized every detail of the conversation between them. "He asked me to give up on you." "Oh, what?" Su Xiaoxiu was stunned. Then, her expression changed. "What right does he have?" "Yes, what right does he have?" Wang Yao said. "Sir, can you tell me more about it?" "Well, okay." As the two of them walked, Wang Yao told her about the day Guo Zhenghe had come to the mountain village to visit him and asked him to give up on Su Xiaoxiu. "You can't judge a book by its cover," Su Xiaoxiu angrily said. She didn't like him, but he treated Wang Yao in such a way. Moreover, Wang Yao was his savior. "Well, don't be angry," Wang Yao said. "Let's go somewhere else." "Sir, you have to be careful," Su Xiaoxiu said. "He will definitely use other means." "Well, I know." Guo Zhenghe soon left Xiangshan. He didn't stay for too long. He didn't go back to his home. Instead, he went back to his other residence in Jing. He stayed alone in the living room and looked out the window. No one knew what he was thinking. Another day had passed. Good times always seemed to be so short. After seeing Wang Yao off, Su Xiaoxue said, Auntie Lian, we met Guo Zhenghe in Biyun Temple. Oh, what a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I feel that he came prepared, Su Xiaoxue said. At this time, she showed her extremely shrewd side. Miss, do you mean that he came to see you? Yes, he wants to force you to give in, Su Xiaoxue said. What do you mean? Chu Yin's expression changed. She didn't have a good impression of Guo Zhenghe. She knew the methods he used in politics and some of the things he had done in Jing over the years. He went to the mountain village to see Sir and asked him to give up on dating me, Su Xiaoxue said. Huh? Chu Yin had expected this kind of method. Today, he asked her not to regret it again. It's really hateful. Su Xiaoxue's expression became very serious and even a little cold. Chu Yin was shocked. It was the first time she had seen Su Xiaoxue, who was always a good girl, so angry. Miss, what do you want to do? Sir can't be disturbed in his life, Su Xiaoxue said. It's a little difficult, Chu Yin said. She knew that Guo Zhenghe's father was in charge of Qi province and was very likely to be the next leader. If he wanted to make trouble for someone, it was very easy. I'll go back and talk to my mother, Su Xiaoxue said. Okay. That night, Su Xiaoxue and her mother had a deep conversation at home. I know what you mean, Su Xiaoxue said. I'll try my best. Sorry to trouble you, Su Xiaoxue said. Silly girl, you are my daughter, Song Ruiping said with love. At the same time, Su Xiaoxue also realized her own shortcomings. This kind of thing could only be done by her mother. After all, she was just a young person. She could be said to have nothing but a beautiful appearance, a kind heart, and a strong family background. At night, in the hotel, Wang Yao looked out of the window. He was also thinking about what had happened that day. He remembered Guo Zhenghe's words very clearly. He was also very angry at that time. His tone was condescending and somewhat threatening. He also knew Guo Zhenghe's father's position in Qi province. As the saying goes, people don't fight with officials, and the poor don't compete with the rich. If there was a fight and competition between them, he had no advantage at the moment. Those people he could borrow strength from. Even the most powerful Sun family couldn't compete with him. Only Su Xiaoxue's family background could compete with him, but he couldn't guarantee that his family wouldn't be affected. Well, it seems that a wandering cloud or a wild crane has to have something necessary to rely on, Wang Yao thought. He didn't like scheming and fighting, but it didn't mean that he could avoid them. Sometimes, the more he avoided them, the faster and fiercer some things would come back. He calculated and pondered. If you want to fight, I'll fight with you. However, for this opponent, it was different from before. He had the geographical advantage. The next morning, he called Su Xiaoxue. He didn't ask Chu Lian to pick him up. Instead, he went to the small courtyard of Su Xiaoxue's house to see Chen Ying and Chen Zhou, who had already returned. Sir, why are you here? I've been here for 2 days. Really? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I'll clean up a room for you. Don't worry, I came here for private matters. It's not good to stay here and disturb you. I just came to see you. How are you, Zhou? How do you feel? Very good, Chen Zhou said. I haven't been sick during this time. I should be fine. They hadn't seen each other for a while. His body had become a lot better. After chatting with them for a while, Chu Yin drove to pick up Su Xiaoxue. I'm leaving. Take care, sir. The siblings walked him to the door and watched the car drive away. Sister, why did Sir come this time? I don't know. 2 hours later, Wu Tongxing came to the small courtyard in person. Director Wu, how many times have I told you that you can call me uncle? Where's Dr. Wang? Well, I don't know where he went with Miss Su. Xiaoxue? Yes, I see. Thank you. Take care. The car drove away. After a while, another car came. An old man got out of the car. Dr. Chun, where is Wang Yao? He has left. How long? An hour. Where'd he go? I'm not sure. Girl, why didn't you tell me? Chapter 667. In just one morning, 3 groups of people came, all looking for Wang Yao. At this time, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue were playing at the 13 Ming tombs. These ancient emperors had enjoyed the glory and wealth of the human world when they were alive. After they died, they did not forget to build their tombs in a magnificent way. They looked forward to enjoying the glory of an emperor in the underworld. how much manpower and material resources were spent on this land. In ancient times, the emperor ruled the world on behalf of heaven and managed people, Su Xiaoxue said. Didn't he have the final say in the world? The location of the emperor's tombs was also very good. It was the so-called Dragon's Cave. Well, it's a good location. It's indeed a good location. Every time they arrived at a tomb, Wang Yao would walk around to have a look. Sir, do you know feng shui? Su Xiaoxue asked curiously. A little. The first thing he learned about this knowledge was the 5 elements formation. As time went by, his understanding of some of the knowledge deepened. Formations and feng shui had some similarities after all. Sir, can you tell me more about it? Huh? Wang Yao was stunned. Okay, no problem. This is a world-famous feng shui holy place, Wang Yao said. It is also the peak work of the 3rd official Yangon's feng shui sect. In order to study the 5 elements battle array, Wang Yao had also read some other metaphysics books. He had also dabbled in some feng shui schools in China. He began to talk about the most basic ones. It just so happened that there were ready-made cases. The locations of the ancient emperor's tombs were chosen after more than one feng shui master had been invited to examine the tombs. All of them were good places with good feng shui. In addition to thinking for themselves, they also had to think for their descendants. It was a good idea to let their descendants have a stable country forever. This mountain is called Tianshou Mountain, Wang Yao said with a smile. Just by listening to the name, you can tell it's not ordinary. Well, it sounds very auspicious, Su Xiaoxue said. It was indeed auspicious with the word Tian and the word Shou. This mountain belongs to the Yin Mountain Range, and the Yin Mountain Range is a remnant of the Taiying Mountains. The Taiying Mountains, through the Chilean Mountains and Alta Mountains, are connected to the Kunlun Mountains. In other words, this longevity mountain is also a dragon vein, and the ancestral mountain is the Kunlun Mountains. Wang Yao explained the 13 Ming tombs. You know a lot, Su Xiaoxue said. I've read a few books on metaphysics. Almost all of them would more or less mention the feng shui of the 13 tombs, so I know a little about it, Wang Yao said. From Mount Kunlun to Mount Tianshou, there are a total of 7 sections. According to the theory of the school of physiognomy, mountains are like dragons. Every time a dragon is peeled, it will appear younger. This mountain originates from Mount Kunlun, gallops for thousands of miles, and has been peeled 7 times. Naturally, it is not something an ordinary Qi meridian can compare with, Wang Yao said. Su Xiaoxue listened very carefully. She had come into contact with metaphysics before, but it was the first time she had heard someone talk about the feng shui of a haunted house in such detail. This main mountain is Mount Tianshou. It is located on planet Beichin. It is the main star and the supreme star in the world. The Great Number Dragon has its own truth. The star peak is the dragon's body. The peak takes the star's name as its head. Wang Yao recited a poem. Let's go to the top and have a look. Okay. The two of them went up the mountain path. When they reached the top, they saw that they were surrounded by mountains on all sides. Look, there are mountains all around, Wang Yao said. The feng shui of the imperial mausoleum is about hiding wind and gathering qi. The peaks here are spread out like a cluster of thousands of qis. There are thousands of officials in attendance. It is a big feng shui layout. He had seen the feng shui of the 13 Ming tombs, but it was the first time he had seen and experienced it with his own eyes. Along the way, while explaining to Su Xiaoxue, he felt it on his own. He had gained a lot. Feel it carefully. Is there any difference in the qi here? Qi. Su Xiaoxue listened and closed her eyes. She carefully felt it. I just feel comfortable, more comfortable than when I was in Beihai. Yes, this is the beauty of a place with excellent feng shui. Logically speaking, this was a mausoleum for the dead, which caused more qi. In fact, this was not the case. The feng shui here is excellent, Wang Yao said. It is the creation of nature. The person who designed this place for the emperors in the Ming dynasty was also a master of his generation. The two complemented each other to create this mausoleum for the emperors. No matter how good the feng shui is, it can't stop the flow of time and the general trend of history, Su Xiaoxue said. Well, There are talents in every generation, Wang Yao said. Each generation will be in the limelight for hundreds of years. Hiss. Phew. He took a deep breath. Not many people come here. Well, not many, Wang Yao said. First, the location is relatively remote. Second, this was originally a mausoleum for the dead. Some people think it is not auspicious. They are afraid of being contaminated with bad luck, so they are not willing to come. They should come and have a look, Wang Yao said. Whoosh! A gust of wind blew. It was cold on her body. Su Xiaoshue's body trembled slightly. Cold. It's a little cold. Circulate your qi, Wang Yao said. Su Xiaoxue mobilized the neishi in her body. Her cultivation was naturally far inferior to Wang Yao's. Although her neishi was running naturally in her body, it was not as good as Wang Yao's qi flowing through his body and connecting with heaven and earth. Stop! Wang Yao raised his right hand. The wind stopped as a result of his voice. Su Xiaoxue, who was beside him, was stunned. This is too amazing. She looked at Wang Yao in shock. Sir, is this a coincidence, or? It's just a coincidence. Wang Yao smiled. Really? Come, Wang Yao waved his hand. The wind blew again. Sir, you are amazing. Su Xiaoxue was extremely shocked. How did you do it? Qi flows through the body, connecting with the heavens and the earth, Wang Yao said with a smile. Man is a part of this world. Can I do it? Well, it's hard to say. The biggest reason why he could practice to this level was that he had the inexplicable help to practice the natural classics. On Nanshan Hill, in the spirit-gathering battle array, the spirit was rich. In addition, he had several opportunities to break through the threshold. That was how he had achieved his current level of cultivation. If it were another person, it would be very difficult to achieve such a level of cultivation. It was not impossible, but it was close. Work hard. Okay. In a secluded place in Jing, Gui Zhenghe had locked himself in a room for a day. The ashtray on the table was full of cigarette butts. He rarely smoked. The sky outside was getting dark. The sky was getting dark. He got up, making a crisp sound. Don't blame me, sir, he said to the void. It was almost evening when Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue returned to Jing. What would you like to eat? Anything. Private home cuisine. Sure. In Jing, some private restaurants were very famous. Most of them were hidden in some old courtyards. There were no obvious signs or advertisements. Most of the people who came to eat there were regular customers and repeat customers. What they ate there was the mood and artistic conception. Hey, Xiaoxue. When they were eating there, they unexpectedly met a man who looked to be in his late 20s. He was well-dressed and had a scholarly air. Brother Shijing. What a coincidence. It is quite a coincidence. Who is this? Let me introduce you. This is Wang Yao, my friend, Zhou Shijing. Hello. Hello. I've heard a lot about you, Zhou Shijing said. He had indeed heard of Dr. Wang's name. He also knew that Su Xiaoxue's illness was cured by him. Not only Su Xiaoxue, but also Mr. Guo, who had passed away, might have passed away earlier if Wang Yao hadn't helped him. If that had happened, the Guo family situation would definitely have been worse than it was now. There was also the old man in the Wu family. The young man probably didn't know that because of some of his actions and behaviors, he had changed the outcome of many things. Some people in Jing wanted to make friends with Wang Yao, who was elusive. After all, there were only benefits and no disadvantages to having such an extraordinary doctor as a guest. Dr. Wang, I'd like to talk to you alone when I have time. Sure. While they were talking, Zhou Shijing's friends also came. They were a few young people. He went over to say hello to them. Are you also from a big family? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Well, sort of, Su Xiaoxue said. Generally, if people like them wanted to eat or entertain friends, they would usually choose such a place to appear more elegant. They would also go to some clubs. They rarely went to high-end hotels. Chapter 668. The dishes there were Huayang dishes from the south. They had been properly improved. They were very delicate and tasty. After dinner, they went to check out and found that someone had already paid for them. Zhou Shijing. Yes, it should be him, Wang Yao said. Let's go and tell him, Wang Yao said. Okay, Wang Yao said. This was normal between friends, but Wang Yao didn't want to owe anyone a favor. After all, they weren't familiar with each other. He and Su Xiaoxue went to say hello to Zhou Shijing, then left. Hey, brother Zhou, who was that beauty just now? She was so beautiful, like a fairy. Yeah. Why did you let her go? Please come and get to know her. Her? Don't even think about it, Zhou Shijing said with a smile. Who is she? The princess of the Su family. Oh, it's her. I've heard that the princess of the Su family is beautiful, but I didn't expect her to be so beautiful. TSK, TSK, TSK. She's as beautiful as a flower. She's so beautiful. She's like a peony flower. She's taken. Yes. Zhou Shijing nodded. He knew that Guo Zhenghe was pursuing her and wanted to marry her. However, she was eating alone with Dr. Wang. It seemed that they were not ordinary friends. What was going on? What a pity, a young man said with emotion. Do you still lack women? Wang Yao asked. Who knows how many beautiful women in your film company are waiting to throw themselves at you? How are you doing recently? Ah, those are all short-lived relationships, Wang Yao said. They're all vulgar. I'm just playing around. Come on, let's drink. Yes, let's drink. Su Xiaoxue returned home happily. Where did you go today? I went to the Ming Tombs. Ming Tombs? That's quite far, Song Ruaping said with a smile. It's not too far. I learned a lot from Dr. Wang. Oh, what did you learn? Feng Shui. Feng Shui? He knows Feng Shui? Yes, he knows a lot. Song Ruaping just smiled and didn't say anything. She thought that Wang Yao might just be teasing her daughter. Where are you going tomorrow? Well, I haven't decided yet, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. Do you have any good suggestions? We've been to almost all the classics. We can find a place to sit down and have a chat. Talk. Su Xiaoxue was surprised. Well, that's good too. She roughly understood what her mother meant. After Su Xiaoxue went upstairs, she chatted with He Chulian. After you left today, someone came looking for me. Looking for Dr. Wang? Yes, the Wu family, Elder Chun, and the Liu family. He has been to that small courtyard. This Dr. Wang is more sophisticated than we thought, Song Ruaping said with a smile. What do you mean? He's looking for allies. Song Ruaping smiled and said, the incident at Biyun Temple should have given him a lot of thoughts and made him realize some of his shortcomings. He is seeking change. Is he borrowing power? You can think of it that way, Song Ruaping said with a smile. As long as he is willing, the Wu family and the Liu family will help him. Naturally, the Su family will also help him. If he wants to build his own network, it will be a big deal. That depends on what he thinks. Wang Yao, who was wandering on the street, received a phone call from Wu Tongxing. Hello, Mr. Wu. Is Dr. Wang in Jing? Yes. Is it convenient for you to meet? Yes, yes. After giving him the location, he waited for a while. A car appeared in front of him. Wu Tongxing was in the car. Why didn't you tell me you were coming to Jing? Wu Tongxing asked with a smile after getting out of the car. This is purely a personal matter. Let's talk somewhere else. Sure. In a very quiet mansion. How long is Dr. Wang going to stay in Jing this time? About a week. Can you spare some time to see my father's illness? Wu Tongxing asked. It's the same whether I see him or not. Wang Yao said. He knew about the old man's illness. He had seen the medical records. The old man was just hanging on to life with medicine, just like Wang Yilong in the same village. I can't cure him. It's fine as long as it can relieve my father's pain, Wu Tongxing said. I have a way to do that. He had Bajiatong, which had excellent analgesic effect. Wu Tongxing looked at the teacup on the table and thought about how to persuade Wang Yao to go to his home to treat his father. Is there anything else, Mr. Wu? I still want to ask you to make a house call. I came to Jing to accompany someone. I have to ask her. Xiaoxue? Yes. Good. Wu Tongxing said with a smile. He had paid a special visit to the Su family today for this matter and chatted with Song Ruaping for a long time. Song Ruaping said that she would find an opportunity to talk to Wang Yao at an appropriate time. If she agreed, her daughter would naturally be fine. While arranging for someone to take Wang Yao back, he called Song Ruaping and made an appointment to visit her early the next morning. After hanging up the phone, Song Ruaping smiled and said, Well, are you doing me a favor? Who is it? Su Xianghua, who was reading a report, asked. The person in our baby daughter's heart. Doing you a favor? Yes, Wu Tongxing. Oh, him. What's wrong? Nothing. His burden is getting heavier and heavier. Oh. Song Ruaping was stunned. Why, yes. The next morning, it was drizzling in Jing. Grandpa Wu is a very good person. You should help him if you can, Su Xiaoxue said after seeing Wang Yao. Okay, my princess, Wang Yao said with a smile. Su Xiaoxue blushed. She was particularly attractive. In the Wu family's house, the whole family was waiting. An old man was lying on the hospital bed. The skin on his face was dry like 100-year-old bark. His hair was all white. His eyes were closed, and his body was slightly undulating. He frowned from time to time. It seemed that he was enduring considerable pain. Dad, Dr. Wang is here. Ah. The old man opened his eyes and glanced at Wang Yao. Hello, young man. His voice was very weak. Don't talk. Wang Yao carefully checked his body. The situation was the same as described in the case. There was a big problem with his lungs. The malignant tumor had invaded the entire lung lobe and spread to the liver. It was impossible to save him. There was no way to reverse the situation. It has been transferred and spread. We know that. I can't save him. I can only delay and reduce his pain. Okay, thank you for your trouble. Hearing Wang Yao's words, Wu Tongxing's elder brother said. He seemed to have expected such a result. I will make some medicine in the small courtyard of the Su family's house. I will come back this afternoon. What do you need us to do? Please just tell us. I need some medicinal herbs. He gave a list to them to prepare. I will give him acupuncture first to help him control the disease, Wang Yao said. Okay. After unbuttoning the old man's clothes, Wang Yao took out the silver needles he carried with him and inserted them. He was very slow and steady. This time it was not simply inserting needles. The neishi in his body was transmitted into the patient's body through the silver needles. His neishi could be said to be the purest life energy. It was magical. After removing the needles, he patted the old man's chest with his palm and infused his qi into the old man's body. This neishi can save his life, Wang Yao thought. In those martial arts novels, it was reasonable to use the neishi to protect the heart meridian and prevent the seriously injured from dying temporarily. However, in today's society, it was rare to see someone who could do this. At least, Wang Yao had not met another person who could do this. It was still raining. In the small courtyard, the leaves were more green after being washed by the rain. Sir, sorry to disturb you again, Wang Yao said with a smile. Sir, what are you talking about? Do you still have the things I need to decoct the medicine? Yes. Chuning quickly took it out and prepared it for him. Decocting medicine required a relatively quiet environment and some tools. Although Wang Yao carried the multifunctional pot for herbs with him, it was still a bit shocking to make one out of thin air. Pitter-patter. The rain fell on the tiles and hit the glass. Gurgle, gurgle. The medicinal soup bubbled in the medicinal pot. The unique smell of medicine filled the small courtyard. Chapter 669. Su Xiaoxue also came to the small courtyard. She quietly accompanied Wang Yao and watched him decoct the decoction. Sir, what is this decoction? What is it used for? She watched Wang Yao add herbs one by one into the decoction and boil it. He used the most ancient method, a clay pot and firewood. This was the first time she had seen Wang Yao decoction so closely. She thought it was very interesting. How many kinds of herbs do you know? This is ginseng, wolfberry, and Ganoderma lucidum. Su Xiaoxue knew a few of the herbs. This is gorgon, and this is sealwort. He omitted the two licorice roots, guiyuan and shanjing. This is regather soup. You have drunk it before. Wang Yao smiled. It is used to consolidate the corporeity. It is very effective for people who are in poor health. This was the first decoction he was going to make for the old man. He had given the old man a simple version of the decoction, which could also have the same effect. However, the effect was definitely not as good as the decoction provided by the system, which used two licorice roots. This was also the most widely used decoction. At the beginning, when he came in contact with difficult and complicated diseases, he would write this decoction. Sir, can you tell me about decoction? She asked. Yes, Wang Yao said. He He was an expert in this area. He knew what herbs to use, how to distinguish the quality of the herbs, how to pre-process the herbs, when to add the herbs, how to control the temperature of the decoction, how to distinguish the decoction's degree of decoction by the color and taste of the decoction, and when the decoction was finished. There was a lot of knowledge in decoction. It was a systematic process. Sir, you majored in biology in college, right? Yes, I was taught this skill by accident after graduation. Then who did you learn your skills from? She was not the only one who was curious about this matter. Everyone who knew about Wang Yao's skill was curious about who had learned this superb skill. It was a gift from heaven. Wang Yao pointed to the sky. Su Xiaoxue just smiled. It's true. You have to believe it. I believe you. He spent the whole morning making the first decoction. The aura here was much more turbid than that of the spirit-gathering array. Moreover, he did not use the multifunctional pot for herbs. In this way, the efficacy of the decoction would definitely be lower. All right. Su Xiaoxue sniffed it carefully. It smells weird. This is the smell of medicine. Every medicine has its own unique smell. Sir, you can tell? I can tell the difference between the potions that I concocted myself, and I can remember most of the other medicines after seeing them. To put it bluntly, Wang Yao's sense of smell was now even more sensitive in a dog's in some aspects. That's it. I still have to decoct a medicine. Start immediately? Wait a moment. After waiting for the medicine to cool down, he filtered the medicinal gauze, poured away the dregs, and carefully scrubbed the pot. It was already 11 o'clock in the morning by the time they were done. Sir, are you having dinner at home today? Chuning asked. All right, then I'll have to trouble you. You're too polite. I'll help you, Su Xiaoxue said. No, I'll be fine by myself. In the end, Chuning couldn't stop Su Xiaoxue from entering the kitchen. After entering the kitchen, Su Xiaoxue whispered, Sistering, can you teach me how to cook? Ah, sure. Chuning was surprised. It turned out that Su Xiaoxue came with a purpose. Chuning explained to Su Xiaoxue while cooking. In terms of cooking, Su Xiaoxue was almost a blank piece of paper. She also wanted to cook at home, but Song Ruiping and Su Xianghua, who treasured their daughters, didn't agree. They didn't give her such an opportunity. What kind of food does her like to eat? I'm not sure about that. I personally think he likes to eat Shandong and Huayang dishes, Chuning said. When Wang Yao lived in this small courtyard, she mainly cooked these two kinds of dishes. With the help of Su Xiaoxue, Chun Ying's cooking speed didn't become faster. On the contrary, it became slower. Su Xiaoxue asked a few questions from time to time, and Chuning had to answer them. A table of dishes was finally prepared. One of the dishes was made by Su Xiaoxue. It was a cold dish, which was relatively simple. After eating and resting for a while, Wang Yao began to decoct the second dose of medicine. What medicine is this? Analgesic powder. The main effect is to relieve pain, Wang Yao said. Old Mr. Wu's disease is already in the late stage. Now it is spread to the surrounding collective tissues, which often causes unbearable pain. This medicine is not used much. While Corydalus Yenso, Dehurian Angelica, licorice, the effect of this medicine was very simple. It was to relieve pain. The medicine was simple, but the power was specific. He was very good to me when I was a child, Su Xiaoxue said. Su Xiaoxue said. In her impression, Su Xiaoxue was a kind old man, especially to children like them. He likes girls very much. Really? Yes, he has several grandchildren, but he doesn't have a granddaughter. While decocting the medicine, Wang Yao said a few words to Su Xiaoxue from time to time. The medicine was relatively simple. Because the medicine was not used much, it was soon decocted. Well, let's go to old Mr. Wu's house. Okay. The two of them went to old Mr. Wu's house together. The medicine is ready. Take this one first, which can relieve pain. Then take this one to consolidate the corporeity. Wang Yao took out the two decoctions and handed them to the Wu family. Okay, thank you. Wang Yao did not rush to leave. He waited. After taking the first decoction, he waited for about 20 minutes. How do you feel? Well, it doesn't hurt so much, the old man said. Well, you can take the second decoction. Regather soup was a mild tonic. Some of the herbs in it were more potent, but they were neutralized by guiyuan. After taking the decoction for a while, the old man lying in the hospital bed breathed a long sigh of relief. He felt much better. His body did not hurt so much, and he felt lighter. The feeling of sleepiness had weakened a lot. "Dad, how do you feel?" "Well, I feel much better." That's good, that's good." Now the Wu family didn't ask to cure the old man's illness completely. They also knew that it was unrealistic. They just hoped to relieve the old man's pain and let him live a little longer. That was enough. Wang Yao sat by the bed to check the old man's pulse. "Well, let him rest for a while." The nashi that had been injected into the old man's body earlier, coupled with the 2 decoctions, had almost immediate effects. "Let's call it a day. I'll come back tomorrow." "Okay. Thank you, Dr. Wang," the old man said. Director Wu, who was busy on weekdays, personally walked Wang Yao out of the house. Originally, Wu Tongxing insisted on treating Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue to a meal, but they refused. As soon as they came out of the Wu family's house, an old man rushed over. "I've been waiting for you, young friend." "Dr. Chun, what can I do for you?" "Yes, there is." "Hello, Dr. Chun," Su Xiaoxue said. "Good. Xiaoxue is getting more and more beautiful." The old man looked at Su Xiaoxue lovingly. He had a close relationship with the Su family. He treated this girl as his own granddaughter. He had worried a lot about her strange illness. "What can I do for you?" "For the sake of my old face, can you help me see a patient?" Chuning said. He had gone to the small courtyard today. He had heard from Chuning that he and Su Xiaoxue had come to the Wu family's house. They had come at the right time. If they had come a little later, they would not have been able to see them. "Patient? What kind of patient?" He knew a thing or two about this old man's ability. As a national healer, this old man's experience in treating illnesses was definitely rich and far above his. If he couldn't treat a disease, it would definitely be very difficult to treat. "Well, it's hard to say," Chuning said. "This is not the right time, is it?" It was nearly 5 p.m. when they came out of the Wu family's house. It was dinner time. Generally, people would think it was not particularly auspicious to see a patient in the afternoon. "No problem. He is very anxious." Wang Yao turned to look at Su Xiaoxue. "What do you think?" "I'll listen to you." Su Xiaoxue was very sensible. "Well, let's go and see him." Chuning led the way. It did not take long for them to arrive at the patient's house. Before he even entered the room, he could already smell a very strong medicinal smell. Chinese medicine, and the medicine is cold. It is a medicine to remove heat toxins. He could tell what medicine the patient was using by smell. Chuning knocked on the door. The door opened. A woman in her 50s opened the door. Her face was a little pale. She looked very tired. Chapter 670. "Uncle Chun, you are here." She didn't have much strength to speak. "You look tired," Chen Zhouchuan said. He sighed slightly as he spoke. As soon as the door was opened, the smell of medicine was even stronger. It was even a little pungent. "Please come in. This is Dr. Wang. I mentioned him to you before. Ask him to come and take a look at Xiao Zhang," Chen Zhouchuan said as he pointed at Wang Yao. "Oh, okay. Thank you," Zhang Xiuying said. "Let's take a look first," Chen Zhouchuan said. They went into the house. The furniture inside was very simple. It even looked a little old. In the past few years, they have sold everything they could to treat their son's illness, Chen Zhouchuan said in a low voice. In the bedroom, Wang Yao saw the patient. He was so thin that he was only skin and bones. Most of his hair was gone. His face was sallow, and his glasses were sunken. He looked like a skeleton. He looked a little scary, but it was impossible to tell his age from his appearance. His body stank of blood and had a strong smell of medicine. This was already a terminally ill person. What's wrong with him? Malignant sores. Chen Zhouchuan gestured for the woman to take off the cloth covering the patient's body. They looked at his body. The malignant sores were around his abdomen. To be precise, they were around his waist. The woman turned around his waist. It was rotten and emitted a foul smell. The flesh was rotten to the bone. "How long has this been going on?" Chen Zhouchuan asked. "More than 3 months," the woman said. "My young friend, look." Wang Yao didn't rush to talk. He was checking the patient's pulse. "Fortunately, it hasn't merged into the bone marrow, Wang Yao said. Can he be cured? I can try. Wang Yao said. That's great, but the medicine is expensive. Okay. Chen Zhouchuan thought for a moment. I'm willing to spend any amount. Well, I'll pay for the medicine. Chen Zhouchuan interrupted the woman. How can you do that? The woman asked. Uncle Chen, you have helped us a lot. That's enough. I'll pay for Mao Qi, Chen Zhouchuan said. Shall we talk outside? He turned to Wang Yao said. Don't worry, I'll give him a few injections first. Taking out the needle pouch that he carried with him, he pierced the acupuncture points with the silver needles and transferred qi into the meridians, which could be considered as helping him resist this disease. This was the first time that Chen Zhouchuan had seen Wang Yao perform acupuncture. He watched carefully, both in terms of the technique and the order of the needles. Yes, very experienced. He couldn't find any fault with it. Even he couldn't guarantee that he could do a better job than Wang Yao. Moreover, he didn't understand why Wang Yao wanted to stab 2 of the acupoints. I'll go back and prepare the medicine. Okay, when will it be done? Tomorrow will do. Thank you. The woman thanked them profusely and sent them downstairs. When did Mao Qi come back? Around 8 in the evening. Hey, tell him not to let him be too tired. AI, let's go back. Don't tire yourself out. After watching them leave, the woman turned around and went upstairs. In the car, Su Xiaoxue asked, Grandpa Chen, is this your relative? No, he's someone I met by chance, Chen Zhouchuan replied. Met by chance. Wang Yao was surprised. Seeing how attentive Chen Zhouchuan was and how willing he was to pay for the medical expenses, he really thought that the man was Chen Zhouchuan's relative. It turned out that they just met by chance and couldn't even be considered as friends. I know the owner of this house. He's very admirable, Chen Zhouchuan said. You admire him? I've never done what he did, Chen Zhouchuan said. Then, Chen Zhouchuan told them about the man they had never met. His name was Zhang Maoqi, and he was a warm-hearted person. He was always willing to help people. He had been helping poor students go to school for 10 years. In the past 10 years, he had donated more than 156,000 yuan. Perhaps this number was not much for many people, but his income was not high either. In this world, there were many people who made tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of yuan a year, but they didn't give a cent to charity. Some people only made 3,000 or 4,000 yuan a month, but they were willing to donate part of their income. This was the difference between people. From his point of view, God was unfair. Many good people didn't get good rewards, but too many heartless people got a leisurely life. So, I'm going to help him. Wang Yao didn't say anything. After a while, he asked, Is what you said true? Do you think an old man like me would lie to you about this? Chen Zhouchuan asked with a smile. I see, Su Xiaoxue said. It was past 7 p.m. when they took Chen Zhouchuan home. Let's have a meal together. It's ready. No, we'll go back to eat. After saying goodbye to Chen Zhouchuan, they went back to the cottage. Are you still thinking about that good man? Wang Yao asked. Yes, Xiaoxue. Can you ask someone to check if what Chen Zhouchuan said is true? I'm not doubting Chen Zhouchuan. I'm just worried that he might be deceived. Okay, that's easy. Su Xiaoxue made a phone call and told the person's name and address. While they were having dinner, the call came in. It's true, sir, Su Xiaoxue said. Okay, I'll treat this person's illness for free, Wang Yao said. He couldn't let such a good person suffer from such a thing. Maybe you were arranged by God to help them, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. Wang Yao chuckled after hearing that. It was just a coincidence. In other words, he should thank Chen Zhouchuan for giving him such an opportunity. God? He looked up at the sky. I hope God can see these things. After having dinner and chatting for a while, Chu Lian came to pick Su Xiaoxue up. After she left, Wang Yao began to prepare the decoction. The ulcers were easier to treat on the surface of the body than on the inside. First, he had to clear the heat and detoxify the body. Then, he had to remove the rot and heal the wound. To see the effect quickly, he needed 2 herbs: detoxification powder and muscle revitalization powder. Detoxification powder was easy. A leaf of detoxification grass was enough. There was still half a bottle of muscle revitalization powder in the grid of the system. It was the leftover medicine from the previous treatment. At night, There was a slight breeze. It was a little cold. He adjusted the detoxification powder and added 2 other herbs. In addition to detoxification, it could also clear the heat and relieve pain. He added half-leaf bajiatong to the final decoction. He prepared the herbs overnight. Fortunately, he brought some of the herbs he needed and put them in the grid of the system. The next morning, Wang Yao was practicing boxing in the cottage. Chen Ying and Qin Zhou didn't do anything. They just watched quietly from his side. They felt that Wang Yao's movements seemed to have a very unique charm. After finishing his practice, Chen Ying quickly prepared breakfast. In the cottage of the Su family. It's so early. Are you full? Yes, I am full. Su Xiaoxue went out early and went to the cottage. When she arrived at the cottage, Wang Yao had already prepared the herbs and started the decoction. You're starting so early? Yes, this is a good time, Wang Yao said with a smile. Decoction was also about the right time, place, and people. Decoction in the early morning took the most vigorous vitality between heaven and earth. Is this the same decoction as yesterday? Yes, this is regathered soup. Wang Yao decocted this decoction first. Now, the young man named Zhang Anning's body had been severely overdrawn and needed to be replenished. Therefore, this decoction was necessary. Is this decoction expensive? It is quite expensive, Wang Yao said with a smile. How much does it cost? It depends on who it is for. If it's for a kind person like Zhang Maoqi, I won't take a penny. But if it's for a heartless, cruel, and evil person, I won't give it to you no matter how much money you give me, Wang Yao said. There are 6 kinds of people who can't be cured, Wang Yao said softly. In the pot, the decoction was boiling. He added firewood from time to time. He decocted this decoction in the morning. Do you still need another decoction? I need 2 more. I have prepared one. I will decoction the other one in the afternoon or evening, Wang Yao said. He looked up at the sky. The sun was hot and roasted the earth. It is too hot at this time. Why do I feel that decoction also depends on the weather? Well, everything needs to be done at the right time, place, and people, Wang Yao said with a smile. If you're making decoctions to expel cold or supplement yang, you could decoction at this time because the yang between heaven and earth is the strongest. But if you're making decoctions to clear heat or nourishing, this time is not suitable. You can choose to decoction in the afternoon or evening when yin is abundant and yang is weak, Wang Yao explained. Chapter 671. There's a lot of knowledge in it, Wang Yao said. I know that because that's what I do, Wang Yao said. I don't know about other majors. For example, I don't know about things like economic management that you studied. Is there a difference in majors? Well, that's true, Wang Yao said. Let's go to Wu's house. We'll prepare the second decoction in the afternoon. Okay, Wang Yao said. The 2 of them went to Wu's house. Wu's condition was better than the day before. His face looked better. How do you feel? Does your body still hurt? Wang Yao asked. I feel much better. I had some porridge this morning, the old man said. No matter how well he used to be and how high his position was, he was now a terminally ill old man. He was just like those ordinary people. However, his treatment conditions were much better than theirs. Okay, continue to take the medicine. I'll give you acupuncture first. The main purpose of acupuncture was to promote the circulation of qi and blood. He was now lying in the hospital bed. He lacked movement and relied on medicine to prolong his life. The qi and blood in his body were not smooth at all. The most important cause of all the diseases in the human body was the obstruction of qi and blood. Wang Yao unbuttoned the old man's shirt. He gave him acupuncture and qi. The treatment process was relatively slow. When it was over, it was already 1 p.m., which was past lunchtime. Thank you, Dr. Wang. Lunch is ready. What do you think? Wang Yao asked. Oh, let's go back and eat. I told Chen when I came out, Wang Yao said. Okay, Wang Yao said. After returning to the small courtyard for lunch, Wang Yao decided to visit his second aunt in the afternoon. He went to her house once. He didn't take Su Xiaoxue with him. This time, he was going to take her with him. Is this appropriate? In Su Xiaoxue's view, it was almost the same as meeting Wang Yao's parents, although they were not his parents. What's inappropriate about it? Just think of it as visiting a relative's house, Wang Yao said. Okay, wait a minute. I have to prepare some gifts, Su Xiaoxue said. You don't have to. It's the best gift for you to go. In the end, Su Xiaoxue still went over with the gift. Only Wang Yao's second aunt was at home. She was originally in the company, but when she heard that Wang Yao was coming, she asked for leave and went home. She saw that Wang Yao had brought along an unbelievably beautiful girl, and she was a little confused. Ah, this is Su Xiaoxue, my friend, Wang Yao said. Hello, Auntie. Su Xiaoxue greeted her with a smile. Hello, come in and have a seat. Wang Yao's second aunt was busy making tea and washing fruits. She looked very happy. Second aunt, don't be busy. Why don't you sit down and talk? No. You left in a hurry when you came a few days ago. Why don't you stay for dinner before leaving? No, I have to see a patient in the afternoon. I've already made an appointment. Oh, will you come back for dinner after seeing the patient? Don't bother about that. I just came to see you. After chatting for a while, his second aunt asked Su Xiaoxue some questions. The more she looked at the girl, the more she liked her. She was beautiful and looked quite well behaved. The two of them stayed with her for about an hour and then left. What a good girl. She walked back and forth in the room a few times before picking up the phone to call her sister, who was thousands of miles away. Sister, it's me. Yes, Yao just came to my house. In the mountain village, Zhang Xiaoying answered the phone and said, Let him go. He's a junior. Isn't it normal for him to visit you? He didn't come alone. He also brought a beautiful girl with him. Her name is Su Xiaoxue. A girl. Hearing that, Zhang Xiaoying put down her work. I remember this name. She came here before. Really? They're friends? Well, it seems so. Ah, good. That girl is very beautiful. Okay, I got it. The two sisters talked for a while before hanging up the phone. This guy didn't go to Jing just for that girl, did he? Zhang Xiaoying said to herself. In Jing, after leaving his second aunt's house, Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue went to Zhang Yanning's house and picked up Qin Zhouchuan on the way. Coincidentally, Qin Zhouchuan's father was also home. He was a middle-aged man with half of white hair and a slightly hunchback. He looked very tired. Uncle Chun, Mao-Chi is also here. What's wrong? Qin Zhouchuan asked when he saw Qin Zhouchuan's pale face. Nothing. Qin Zhouchuan frowned as he stood up to walk. He accidentally hurt his waist when he was working in the factory, his wife said. Come on, let me have a look. Qin Zhouchuan carefully checked him. Okay, it's not a big problem. It's just a muscle sprain. He needs to rest for a few days. Okay, Zhang Mao-Chi just responded. This is Dr. Wang. He's here to see Zhang Yanning. Okay, thank you. Shall we start? Okay. Wang Yao fed him the first decoction, regather soup. This taste is very familiar, Qin Zhouchuan said. He was sure that Wang Yao had taken this decoction more than once in Jing. It's a decoction to consolidate the corporeity, Wang Yao explained. After taking the decoction, they went back to the living room. After staying for half an hour, Wang Yao checked Qin Zhouchuan's pulse. There's no problem. Here's the second decoction. The second decoction was used to clear away heat and remove toxins. There was also a little painkiller in it. Half an hour later, Wang Yao took out the third decoction. Muscle revitalization powder. Su Xiaoxue sighed softly. She recognized this medicine. It had been used on her when she was being treated. He took a small spoonful and melted it with warm water. He put it into a sprayer and sprayed it evenly on the patient's rotten wound. Okay, Qin Zhouchuan's parents carefully tied his wound with gauze. Okay, take this decoction on time. Wang Yao left the first two decoctions and told them how to use it. He then left. After they left, the couple went upstairs and went to their son's ward. Anning, how do you feel? Su Xiaoxue asked. Well, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. My stomach and back are still cold. I feel much better than before. That's good. They were relieved to hear that their son was feeling better. Which hospital is Dr. Wang from? He's so skilled. I don't know. You should know Uncle Chun, right? He's a famous traditional Chinese medicine master in Jing. Many people want to see him, but they can't. I heard that he has treated many senior officials. The person he introduced must be extraordinary. Why didn't you mention the medical fee? He said that he would treat Anning for free. Why? Because of you. He said that good people should be rewarded, Chen Zhouchuan's mother said. Ah. Zhang Maoqi just smiled honestly after hearing that. In the car, Wang Yao and Chen Zhouchuan talked about Anning's illness. Young man, how many days do you plan to stay in Jing? I plan to stay for 3 more days, Wang Yao said. He had originally planned to stay in Jing for a week. What about Anning's illness? He will definitely get better within 3 days. He can come to the mountain village to look for me then, Wang Yao said. Okay. Chen Zhouchuan didn't say anything else. It was already very good that the other party was willing to give him face and treat this patient without charging any treatment fees. He could not ask for anything more. Shall we go to watch Beijing opera tonight? Beijing opera? Wang Yao was stunned. Why? You don't like it? Oh no. To be honest, I've never seen a live version of Beijing opera. Let's go and watch it then. Okay. In the evening, the two of them went to watch Beijing opera together after dinner. Wang Yao didn't know if it was because he wasn't good enough or for some other reason, but he didn't think Beijing opera was suitable for him. He just didn't like it. Sir, you don't like it? Su Xiaoxiu asked after they left the theater. I really don't like it after listening to it, Wang Yao said. But it doesn't matter. Just take it as entertainment. In the next 3 days, Wang Yao mainly went back and forth between the two patients to treat them. Of course, Su Xiaoxiu accompanied him throughout the process. Under his treatment, the two patients' conditions improved significantly. Their families were very happy. 7 days passed by quickly just like that. Chapter 672. I should go back, Su Xiaoxiu said. Okay, Wang Yao said. He still had his clinic in Nanshan Hill. Su Xiaoxiu still had to continue her studies. Before leaving, Wang Yao also met her parents. The relationship between the two of them was considered to have been established. Her parents did not object to it. At the airport, Su Xiaoxiu was reluctant to leave. I'll go to see you when I'm free, Su Xiaoxiu said. Okay, go back, Wang Yao said. Wang Yao walked a few steps and suddenly stopped. He turned around, opened his arms, and gently held Su Xiaoxiu in his arms. Take good care of yourself, Wang Yao said. Yes, you too, Su Xiaoxiu said. At this moment, the two people's hearts were very close. The plane flew into the blue sky and disappeared in the sky. Below, a slim girl was still standing there, looking into the distance. Miss, he's gone, Chu Yin said. I know, Su Xiaoxiu said softly. He'll come back, or I'll go to see him. Should we go back? Chu Yin asked with a smile. Let's watch for a while, Su Xiaoxiu said. The sky was very blue, very high, and there were some clouds. Then, another plane took off and gradually disappeared into the distance. Let's go. I have classes today. Su Xiaoxiu smiled and got into the car. The plane was still landing. Hike Airport was still some distance from the city center. He waited on the road outside the airport. Coincidentally, several taxis had left with their customers. He habitually took 2 steps forward. Wu, a car that was originally moving slowly, suddenly accelerated and rushed over. Wang Yao seemed to be taking a stroll in the park. He avoided the disaster that was close at hand. With a squeak, the car stopped. A man wearing sunglasses rolled down the window and glanced at him. He did not say anything. He stepped on the gas and left. He did not apologize or shout. What does he mean? Wang Yao calmly wrote down the license plate number. 9527. Not long after he left, a taxi came. He took the taxi back to the mountain village. You're back. Yes. Wash your face first. After putting away his luggage, Wang Yao washed his face and went into the house. Then, he faced his parents who were trying to find out what he was talking about. I did go there for Xiao Shui. I want to try my luck with her, Wang Yao admitted directly. Great, great, Zhang Xiaoying said happily. What do Xiao Shui's parents do? Yes, a civil servant, Wang Yao replied after pondering for a moment. Oh, what is Xiao Shui busy with now? She's studying at Yanjing University. A while ago, she interrupted her studies because of illness. Now, she's continuing to make up for it, Wang Yao explained. Oh, has she recovered? He's fully recovered. It was mainly Zhang Xiaoying who asked questions, Wang Yao said, and Wang Fenghua who sat quietly by the side and listened. All right, I was just asking out of curiosity. You can go back to your work. Okay, I'll go up the mountain first. Wang Yao left home and slowly went up the mountain. He had been in Jing for a week. It was prosperous and had a strong cultural heritage. It was a 1,000-year-old ancient capital. However, Wang Yao felt that it was still not as good as this small mountain village. It made him feel at ease. Outside the village, there was a large piece of farmland. At this time, the wheat had turned yellow. It would be ready to be harvested soon. He continued to walk south. A mountain protruded out, cutting off the large piece of farmland in the middle. After bypassing the mountain, further inside, the terrain was uneven. There were several terrace fields and some wheat. Further south was the trees planted by Wang Yao. He had not seen them for 7 days. The trees were growing very well. The leaves were green and looked very energetic. Sanxian ran down the mountain and wagged his tail around him. Sanxian, why do I feel that you've gained weight again? He smiled and patted Sanxian's head. A man and a dog walked around the foot of the mountain and then went up the mountain. The mountain was quiet as usual. The air was fresh and very comfortable. Wang Yao walked around Nanshan Hill. Sanxian, have there been fewer and fewer people going up the mountain recently? He walked around a very far area. He could see that the path that had been trampled on in the mountain had been covered by grass again. This meant that basically no one had walked on it recently. Woof! Sanxian barked in response. The grasses seemed to grow more than the trees. With the blessing of the spirit gathering battle array, the grasses were growing crazily. Yes, it was said to be growing crazily. Many of them reached Wang Yao's waist. Don't need to clean them up or find a way to suppress their growth rate. More than a dozen kinds of licorice roots in a herbal field were growing very well. Ring. Buzz. His phone rang. Have you arrived home? It was Su Xiaoxue on the other end of the phone. Oh, I'm here. I'm on a mountain now, Wang Yao said. Was the flight tiring? No, it was quite good. How about you? Are you at school? Yes, I just finished my class here. The two chatted for a while and then hung up the phone. Who are you talking to? You were so gentle. My boyfriend, Su Xiaoxue said to her friend in a very warm and sweet manner. Oh, you didn't ask for leave these days. Don't tell me. Su Xiaoxue smiled and didn't say anything. What does he look like? Do you have a photo? Let me see. Here. Su Xiaoxue showed her friend the photo she had taken with Wang Yao. Ah, he doesn't look like anything. He is very capable. Oh, look at you, Su Xiaoxue said. It was dark. It was very quiet on Nanshan Hill. Wang Yao posted on Weibo that the clinic would start to receive patients the next day. After a short while, some people had recovered. They were all waiting to see Wang Yao for treatment. You're finally back. I've been waiting for you for several days. Yeah. Where have you been traveling? There were similar messages. Wang Yao looked at the messages and put his phone aside. Now, in addition to seeing patients, he needed to consider another thing, which was Mr. Guo. He was a scheming young talent and a descendant of a noble family. The lights on Nanshan Hill went out in the middle of the night. At the foot of the hill, Wang Yao's parents talked for a long time about their son. The next morning, the sun rose very early. It had been like this for the past few days. When Wang Yao went down the hill, there were already people waiting outside the clinic at 8 o'clock. He opened the clinic and started to receive patients. In the morning, more than a dozen patients came. By lunchtime, there were still a few patients who didn't get a number. Wang Yao put his lunch aside and continued to receive patients. Unexpectedly, more people came in the afternoon. Some people thought they might not get a number in the morning, so they came in the afternoon. However, there were more people in the afternoon. They all came from afar. It was not appropriate for them to go back and come again. On this day, Wang Yao got up from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the evening when he sent the last patient away. He didn't have lunch or dinner. 32 patients. This was the most patients he had ever received since he opened the clinic. They have all left. His mother came to the clinic with a lunchbox. Let's go, Mom. Come on. I brought you something to eat. No, I'll eat at home, Wang Yao said. He locked the door and went home. While he was eating, Zheng Weijun came to visit him. It was purely out of courtesy. By the way, I think the last time you talked about building a pharmaceutical company is okay. What are the conditions? Have you decided? Zheng Weijun asked. Yes. Wang Yao nodded. There are some procedures in the early stage. Since you have agreed, I will handle the procedures. After all, his family was a professional in this field. They were good at running procedures. We also need to determine the structure of the company, Zheng Weijun said. Zheng Weijun's words were very euphemistic, but what he meant was that he had the final say on how many people would join the company. Okay, how about tomorrow night? Okay, I'll come back tomorrow night. After seeing them off, Wang Yao gave his parents a massage to relax their muscles and bones. Then, he went back to Nanshan Hill. In Jing, thousands of miles away, at Zhang Anning's home. This is amazing. Looking at Zhang Anning's wounds, Chen Zhouchuan sighed. New flesh had grown on the wounds. The originally rotten parts had begun to scab and fall off. This was an obvious sign of recovery. It won't take more than 3 days. Before leaving, Wang Yao left all the decoctions, including a small part of the muscle revitalization powder. He also told them how to use it. This is really a miracle medicine. Chen Zhouchuan looked at the 3 decoctions. Zhang Anning, who was lying on the hospital bed, had a healthy complexion. His eyes were also brighter. His parents were very happy. Uncle Chen, where does Dr. Wang live? We have to thank him. Chapter 673. On this day, they finished relatively early and finished work at around 5 in the afternoon. The next day, there were still many patients who came to see the doctor. Wang Yao did not rest at noon and was busy from morning to night. After dinner, he went to the Sun family's house. Zheng Weijun and Sun Yinsheng were both there. The 3 of them discussed the framework of the pharmaceutical company. Wang Yao, the Zheng family, and the Sun family each held 51%, 27%, and 20% of the shares. The remaining 2% of the shares were held by Wei Hai, Tian Yuan II, and another person named Ijalua. The company's registered assets were initially set at 100 million yuan. Wang Yao invested 15 million yuan, and the rest were shares in the form of technology. This defined the nature of the company as a joint stock company. The rest was to run the procedures and choose the location of the pharmaceutical company. Wang Yao's suggestion was to choose the location in Lianshan County. It was close to home and could be regarded as his contribution to his hometown. Both Zheng Weijun and Sun Yinsheng agreed. Then there was the matter of the land. This was much easier. The officials of Lianshan County were very excited when they heard that there was such a large amount of investment coming all of a sudden. They hoped that the project would be smoothly recruited. It was not like the previous projects that were well negotiated but changed halfway. Moreover, this time it was a large group with strength and influence. If it was done well, it would be beneficial to the future development of Lianshan County. Therefore, they were very active. The county magistrate personally took charge and asked the relevant departments to fully cooperate. The Zheng family handled the procedures. Sun Yinsheng was responsible for the issues related to the location of the factory. After all, he had been in contact with the officials there and was relatively familiar with them. Among them, the one that took the longest time was the establishment of the name of the pharmaceutical company. Zheng Weijun and Sun Yinsheng wanted Wang Yao to name it. He thought about it and did not think of a suitable name. I think it's better to call it Nanshan Pharmaceutical, Sun Yinsheng suggested. Well, I think it's okay, Zheng Weijun said after thinking for a moment. Nanshan? Sir, what do you think? So it's settled? Okay. The matter was settled in just over an hour. I think we should celebrate, Zheng Weijun said with a smile. He was now able to stand up and no longer needed to sit in a wheelchair. Naturally, he was very happy. Yes, Sun Yinsheng said. Another day, Wang Yao said with a smile. After the matter was settled, he left the Sun family and went to Nanshan Hill. At night, he sorted out some of the medicine he had brewed. Antidote powder, Anshinsen, regather soup, analgesic powder, Senyan powder, 9 herbs pill, blood deblicking powder, muscle revitalization powder, intermittent ointment. The problem was that most of the medicines were prepared with licorice roots. Such medicines did not meet the conditions for mass production. That was to say, these medicines could not be manufactured in a factory. The only prescriptions he had available for production were regather soup, sanyang powder, and a few other prescriptions. In fact, he did not know much about the pharmaceutical company. They had discussed it before. The pharmaceutical company mainly produced Chinese medicine. As long as one or two kinds of medicines were recognized by the market, the company would be half successful. Zheng Weijun and Sun Yunsheng had absolute trust in the medicine provided by Wang Yao. They had both been patients and had personally experienced the magic of the medicine. Naturally, they were convinced. However, they did not know the real composition of the medicine and the difficulty of mass production. They did not think about it for the time being. These prescriptions should not be a big problem. After all, they used ordinary herbs. The steps of production were not particularly complicated. Wang Yao thought for a long time on Nanshan Hill. He also made a note. He did not turn off the lights and go to bed until late at night. In the early morning of the next day, the weather was a little hot. It was already June, so it should be hot. Wang Yao went down the hill early. Some people had come early and waited outside the clinic. These people liked to lean against the west wall because there were 2 acacia trees in Wang Yao's yard. At this time, the branches and leaves were lush, forming a large shade. It was very cool to stay under the shade. I could consider putting a few wooden chairs and stone stools here. He saw this and secretly noted it down. Now, he could not just see the patients. He had to provide them with convenience. Not long after the clinic opened, Pan Jun also came. He was not on duty that day. He specially came to help. With his help, Wang Yao's burden was reduced a lot. It's still good to have a helper. There were not so many people coming that day. He could take a break at noon. Master, haven't you considered buying some Western medicine here? Pan Jun asked during lunch. He also saw the patients. Through his observation, some patients could be treated with Western medicine. At least in the hospital or in the clinic, it would be treated with Western medicine. Compared with Chinese medicine, it might be faster to see the effect. No, Wang Yao said very decisively. He had the inheritance of the ancient pharmacists. How could he use Western medicine? Although he did not reject Western medicine. Well, I see. Originally, Pan Jun also had good intentions. If his master wanted to buy Western medicine, he had a way to provide convenience and the price would be cheaper. Since his master was not willing to buy Western medicine, then forget it. After lunch, the 2 of them returned to the clinic. A patient came in at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As his reputation spread, the degree of attention on Wang Yao's Weibo was also increasing. Many people in Lianshan County knew that there was such a young Chinese medicine practitioner in this small mountain village. His medical skills were quite good. Many people came to see the doctor. Basically, Wang Yao's disease was cured. Then, his reputation would further expand. It was a kind of virtuous cycle. More and more people came, and the number of strange diseases and interesting people he saw increased as well. For example, at about 4 p.m., a couple came. They looked relatively young, in their early 30s. Hello. Excuse me, are you Dr. Wang? Yes. Are you here to see the doctor? Yes, the couple said. Sit down and let's talk. What do you feel uncomfortable? Wang Yao used the method of observation to examine the patient. This was a habit he had developed during this period of time. He would use this method first for patients who came to see a doctor. Basically, he could determine where the patient's illness was. Then, he would ask questions and smell. He didn't even feel the pulse much. In his opinion, the couple looked good. There was no problem with their health. Well, we want to have a child. What? Wang Yao and Pan Jun were stunned at the same time. What do you mean? Are you here to ask for a child? We think it's best if we can have twins at once, a boy and a girl, the man said. Wang Yao was cold. After opening the clinic for so long, it was the first time he had encountered such a patient. What do you mean? I heard that there is a medicine that can make a boy and a girl pregnant after taking it, the woman said. After knowing the purpose of the two's visit, Wang Yao smiled and said, Well, I really don't know if there is such medicine, but I really don't have it here. Sorry, do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? How is this a disease? Doctor, you really don't have it, the woman said. We will pay for it. We won't go out and tell others. I really don't have such medicine here. Wang Yao smiled. Oh, do you know where to find it? I'm sorry, I don't know. Wang Yao shook his head. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. Take care. Oh, really? Master, there are a lot of people like that, Pan Jun said. When I was in the hospital, someone asked me about it. There was more than one person. Now that the two-child policy has been released, as long as the conditions are available, people are considering having a second child, Pan Jun said. For the second child, some people want to have two children at once, preferably a boy and a girl. Is there such a medicine? Yes, to be precise, it is a kind of medical treatment, but I don't know how to operate it, Pan Jun said. When I was in Lianshan County People's Hospital, I knew several such patients. Wang Yao nodded. Although it was said that ancient medicine could cure all diseases, Wang Yao still did not see some diseases, such as obstetrics and gynecology and childbirth. Chapter 674. I think I should give you a salary, Wang Yao said while the master and disciple were drinking tea. Pan Jun had indeed helped him a lot when he was there. He had lightened his burden, especially in the past 2 days, when there were a lot of patients. Don't joke around, Pan Jun said with a smile. I haven't paid your tuition yet. Besides, what I did was just a small favor. In the long run, he had benefited. He had learned another medical skill from Wang Yao. Not to mention other things, many people in his sister's clinic had gone to him for a massage. Everyone in the nearby community knew that Dr. Pan's massage skills were quite good. That had attracted a lot of patients to his sister's clinic. Therefore, from the bottom of his heart, Pan Jun was very grateful to Wang Yao. By the way, I've finished reading the books I brought from you last time. I'll bring them back next time. Can I bring 2 more when I go back this time? Okay, I have them on the table. Wang Yao took 2 medical books from the table. They were about traditional Chinese medicine and handed them to him. These books could be bought either in physical stores or on the internet. However, the contents of the books were different. Wang Yao had carefully read every book that Pan Jun took away several times. Some parts of the books were annotated, and the parts that he felt were not suitable were marked. The contents of these books were not all correct, and there were also some parts that were not detailed. Pan Jun did not stay for dinner. He drove away at about 5 p.m. Wang Yao cleaned up the clinic, locked the door, and left. On the way back, he met Zhong Luchuan and Zhong Anxin, who were walking in the village. Zhong Anxin looked very good. Dr. Wang, have you had dinner? Yes, I'm out for a walk. Did you just finish your work? Yes, I just finished. When he returned home, the meal was ready. After dinner, Wang Yao heard his father talk about Li Jiagui. The hot spring in Li Jiagui is closed. It stopped? Why? Someone died. Dead? Can people die in a hot spring? Wang Yao said, I heard it from someone a few days ago. That person seemed to have a problem with his head. When he was bathing in the hot spring, he suddenly fell ill and passed away before he could be sent to the hospital. That person's son was quite capable. He didn't want to let this matter rest. He insisted on an explanation and compensation. He even went to court because of this matter. He sent people to make trouble every day. The owner of the hot spring resort simply closed down for rectification. Wang Fenghua said, You've been there. How did it feel? I think it's pretty good. It's a pity to close it. This matter was the topic of conversation after a meal. In the evening, Wang Yao chatted with Su Xiaoxue over the phone for a while. After chatting for a while, he calmed down and picked up the Taoist scripture that he had put down for a while and started to read. In the forest on the mountain, the wind rose and the trees swayed. The dog lying in the kennel raised its head and pricked up its ears. The eyes of the goshawk standing on the branch shone brightly. Rustle! A snake came under the window. It coiled up and raised its head. They seemed to be very absorbed and serious. Wang Yao didn't stop until 11 o'clock at night. After a while, the dog lay down, the goshawk folded its wings, and the black snake slithered away. The night passed quietly. The next day, the sun was shining brightly. In the early morning, Wang Yao began a busy day. He saw 7 patients in the morning. At noon, he took a break. At about 1 p.m., Pan Jun came to help again. Well, you don't have to work today again? Wang Yao asked. I took over a shift last night and slept in the morning. I'm free today and tomorrow, Pan Jun said. Have a sip of tea first. At this time, no one had come. It was also a short break. After a while, Patients came in one after another. Yao, do you have pediatric paracetamol Huangnamin granules here? While Wang Yao was seeing patients, a middle-aged man in his 40s came in from outside. He was from the same village as Wang Yao. After coming in, he didn't wait in line and asked directly, No. Oh, forget it then. After saying that, he turned and went out again. This was not the first time someone came to buy medicine. They didn't see patients, but bought medicine. What is that? Cold medicine, commonly used by children. At around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, most of the patients in the clinic had been treated. Master, there are fewer people today. Well, there can't be so many people all the time, Wang Yao said. The reason why there were so many people in the first 2 days was probably because he hadn't been here for a week. The patients who came to see the doctor had accumulated together. It was also a peak. After the 2 days of peak, the situation in the past few days was relatively normal. Someone is coming. He turned his head and glanced outside. There was the sound of the door opening. 2 people came in. One of them was a well-dressed young man. He was supporting an old man in his 50s. The old man was dressed very differently and even a little shabby. The old man seemed to be seriously ill. His hair was gray and his face was blue. He didn't have much of figure. His back was hunched. He walked unsteadily and strenuously. He relied on the young man next to him to support him. Dad, slow down. The old man was very dangerous. From the moment the father and son entered the door, Wang Yao had begun to use the method of observation to see the patient. The old man was very ill. He had a look of death on his face. His breathing was weak. He breathed in more than out. Wang Yao even saw the signs of his death. Doctor, please take a look at my dad, the young man said. Help him sit down first. Wang Yao got up and went to the old man's side. He reached out and put his hand on the old man's wrist. The old man sighed for no reason. Do you feel stuffy in your chest? Wang Yao asked. Stuffy, like a stone is blocking my chest, the old man said. The old man's heart and lungs were very serious problems. No. Wang Yao was startled. Cough, cough, cough. The old man suddenly coughed violently. His body began to twitch. Dad, what's wrong with you? The young man anxiously asked. Wang Yao quickly took out the needle bag and took out the silver needles. He quickly pierced several acupuncture points on the old man's chest. Dad, dark red blood oozed out of the old man's mouth. Dad, don't scare me. Doctor, please save my dad. The young man tightly grasped Wang Yao's hand. Get out of my way. Wang Yao's hand shook. The young man took a few steps back. What is this? Wang Yao hurriedly gave him a stream of neishi and fed him a 9 herbs pill. He used a unique method to massage the acupoints. Finally, the old man's life was saved. Doctor, is my dad okay? His life is not in danger for the time being, Wang Yao said. Where are you from? We are not local, the young man said. Not local? How long has the old man been ill? 2 years, the young man replied. 2 years. He is so sick. Haven't you been to a regular hospital? Yes, but the effect is not good, the young man said. Cough, cough, cough. The old man began to cough. That's not right, Wang Yao thought. The old man's illness was definitely not so serious at the beginning. His current situation was probably delayed because he did not receive treatment in time. Doctor, what should I do next? Wang Yao looked at the young man who was dressed decently. I suggest you go to a big hospital to have a checkup. The old man's condition needs long-term treatment, Wang Yao said. Go to the hospital? Don't you have any treatment here? The young man asked. Wang Yao shook his head. But I heard that your medical skills are very good, the young man said. You are very nervous, Wang Yao suddenly said. The young man was stunned. What do you mean? Nothing. Look at the sweat on your head, Wang Yao said. My dad was worried about me just now. Take the old man to a big hospital to have a checkup, Wang Yao said. Thank you. What about the consultation fee? Forget it. The illness is not cured. Okay, thank you. The young man took the old man out of the clinic trembling. Master, what about the old man? Dad, what's wrong with you, Dad? Not long after the father and son left, the young man came back with the old man on his back. When they came in, the old man's mouth was bleeding. It seemed that he was dying. Chapter 675. Dr. Wong, hurry up and save my father, the young man shouted. His voice was very loud and anxious. With a bang, he broke through the door and came in. How could this be? Pan Jun hurriedly helped the old man down and laid him flat on the bed. Wang Yao reached out and tried. It was too late. The old man's eyes were still open. His mouth was open with blood at the corner of his mouth. It seemed that he wanted to say something. However, he could not say anything because his heart had stopped beating. How could this be? Wang Yao stared at the old man who had passed away and then looked at the young man who was crying. He had seen that the old man would die. He could not be saved, but it would not be so soon. Is he your father? Wang Yao stared at the young man who was still crying. The young man sobbed a few times and did not speak. He wiped his tears and looked up at Wang Yao. His eyes were full of hatred. It's you. You kill my father. He roared. Are you crazy? What nonsense are you talking about? Pan Jun asked. It's you, the young man said. My father was fine before he came here. After you treated him, he vomited blood after he went out. It must be the food you gave him. You have to take responsibility for this. He reached out to grab Wang Yao, but he was bounced away by an invisible force. Call the police. Wang Yao said. Okay, well, call the police and see what the police say. You're a quack who treats dead people. In an instant, the young man seemed to have changed into another person. He hated Wang Yao so much that he wanted to skin him alive. While waiting for the police, the young man was still barking like a mad dog. A car drove into the mountain village and arrived outside the clinic at a very fast speed. It suddenly braked. 3 men got out of the car. Uncle, where's my uncle? 3 men in their 30s came in. The leader was a tall and strong man. Uncle? Seeing the old man lying on the bed dead, the 3 of them rushed to the bed. What's going on? The leader asked the young man next to him. It's him. He gave my dad the wrong medicine and killed him. You quack! The tall and strong man rushed over and raised his fist. With a bang, his entire body flew out and landed heavily on the ground. Continue acting, Wang Yao said coldly. At first, he felt that something was wrong. When he was treating the old man, he found that the old man was poisoned. The poison had entered deep into his organs. It was not that he could not save him, but it would take a lot of effort. However, the poison was not caused by the decline of the body. It was brought in from the outside. The poison was very strong. After that, he felt that the relationship between the young man and the old man was a little strange. The young man's movements when supporting the old man were very strange. A very bad thought appeared in his mind. He decisively pushed the old man out. It wasn't that he didn't want to save people, but he felt that there was a strong smell of conspiracy in this, so he decisively took measures. When the young man came in with the old man on his back, he knew there was a problem. Sure enough, the old man was dead. The corners of his mouth were bleeding, and it was dark red blood. This was a sign of poisoning, the most basic medical knowledge. His sudden change in attitude made him look like a mad dog. It was so obvious that these men had come at such a coincidence. They had come with a premeditated plan to target Wang Yao. Medical trouble? Money? Wang Yao's eyes were very cold. He really didn't expect to encounter such a thing. Master, they are blackmailing you, Pan Jun said softly. When he was in the hospital, he also encountered medical trouble, but the situation was different from this one. The hospital did have some responsibility for the patient's death because of improper treatment. This time was different. It was an obvious conspiracy. They were here to blackmail him. At this time, the police came. They came very quickly because they all knew Wang Yao. Some of them also brought their relatives to see the doctor. The results were very good. What's going on? Police comrade, he killed someone. The young man pointed at Wang Yao with a ferocious expression. It was as if he was facing his enemy, who killed his father. This is a bit troublesome. The police officer who came to handle the case called Wang Yao aside after understanding the situation. Medical trouble had always been a headache. Nowadays, the hospital had a special department to deal with this kind of thing. Wang Yao only had a clinic. He naturally dealt with everything by himself. You are a murderer. The man rushed over. Before he could get close to Wang Yao, he suddenly sat on the ground. You killed someone and beat him, the police officer said. Officer, do you still have a law? Do you still care? I didn't see him do anything, the police officer said. You were conniving and covering up for him. Watch your words, the police officer said coldly. Think carefully before you speak. These people were making a scene here and there. They were filled with righteous indignation. I want to file a complaint against you. Okay. Whoosh. Whoosh. Suddenly, Wang Yao pointed at them in the air a few times at an extremely fast speed. Take them all away for investigation. The police officer waved his hand. What about him? The police officer asked. Together. In this case, there was no obvious protection. Wang Yao called Zhang Peng and told him the situation. Zhang Peng said he would come as soon as possible. What about this old man? Wang Yao pointed at the old man who was still lying on the hospital bed. He was very angry. The old man's death was probably inseparable from these people. My father died because of you, the young man said. You still have the face to say that. You have to take responsibility. Shut up, Dr. Wang Yao scolded. In anger, a breath of nashi spurted out. His voice was restrained and went straight to the young man. The young man intuitively felt as if hundreds of thunder were falling at the same time in his ears. He felt that there were many little stars in front of him, the kind that was golden. Everything in front of his eyes was golden and shiny. His head was about to explode. It hurts, it hurts. He covered his head. The man was shaking and couldn't stand steadily. What's wrong? The young man asked. It hurts, my head hurts. This is retribution, Pan Jun said. They all followed the young man to the police station in town. Zhang Peng, the lawyer, also arrived in time. Tell me what happened, Pan Jun said. The young man's ears were buzzing. He couldn't hear anything at all. Tell me, Pan Jun said. We received news from our cousin that his uncle was here to see a doctor, so we rushed over. Then we saw this quack doctor. My uncle died. The young man kept hiccuping as he spoke. He is your uncle? Pan Jun asked. Chow Meng, right? According to our investigation, you have a criminal record of fraud and organized pyramid schemes. You have served 2 years in prison. Tell me, what is a person from Zhongyuan doing in our town? Are you here to engage in pyramid schemes? Officer, you have to have evidence before you speak, Chow Meng said. Can I drink some water first? Drink. I turned over a new leaf, Chow Meng said. After listening to the young man's words, the police officer snorted. If such a person could turn over a new leaf, it would be like seeing a ghost in the daytime. In another room, Dr. Wang, the dead old man's name is Chow Aigua, and the young man's name is Chow Zizhen. Chow Zizhen is really his son. His mother has passed away. We just contacted their relatives as fast as we could and got in touch with his second aunt. She was quite dissatisfied with her nephew and said that his mother died of anger because of him. He even beat and scolded his parents. His father had a heart attack because of him. I guess he just came here to cheat money. Blackmail? Why did he come to such a mountain village? Pan Jun asked. This is obviously premeditated. They were not locals, and they were not even from this province. Think about it. A person from another province would come to a corner of a small county to blackmail a small medical center. This did not sound reliable at all. We think it may be Chow Meng's idea, Pan Jun said. This person is involved in pyramid schemes. He has been all over the country and has served his sentence. Lawyer Zhang, I want to ask you to give me the strongest legal support through your connections. The cost is negotiable, Wang Yao said to Zhang Peng. Chapter 676. No problem. I'll arrange it right away, Zhang Peng said. Every year, Wang Yao paid their law firm a certain amount of money. The two had formed a very good employer-employee relationship. Through the previous cooperation, Zhang Peng also knew that the young man was very willing to pay fees. They were very willing to maintain a long-term relationship with such a client. Doctor, I want to see a doctor. In the interrogation room, Chow Zizhen was panicking. His ears were still buzzing. His nose and ears were bleeding. His head was swollen. Why are you so troublesome? I'm sick. Look, I'm bleeding. Isn't it just a broken nose? Well, I'll give you some tissue paper to stop it, the policeman handling the case said. As soon as they heard that these foreigners had come to blackmail Wang Yao, they felt that it was unfair. First of all, they were from the same town, so they were naturally biased. Second of all, he had brought his relatives to see Wang Yao a few days ago. Wang Yao had cured the disease without spending much money. No one could guarantee that they would not get sick, so they all wanted to maintain a good relationship with Wang Yao. Wait a minute. Wang Yao thought of something. He whispered a few words to Pan Jun. Pan Jun quickly left the police station. Not long after, Wang Yao's parents came to town. They had heard from the villagers that Wang Yao had been arrested by the Public Security Bureau. They hurried over. Dad, Mom, why are you here? I'm fine. Hey, did someone really die? Zhang Xiaoying asked. Yes, this is a conspiracy. Someone wants to blackmail us. I've called a lawyer. Wang Yao tried to ease the situation. Okay. The worry on his parents' faces was very obvious. In the end, this matter needed to be decided by the court. Some of the people who had criminal records were directly detained by the police station. In the clinic, no one cared about the old man's body. Pan Jun didn't leave. He just waited there. He accompanied Wang Yao to deal with the matter. How should we deal with this? They couldn't just let the old man's body lie there. It's really strange. What about the video? It has been saved. The old man's blood has been drawn. All right. Wang Yao asked Pan Jun to come back to do two things. The first was to extract a part of the blood from the dead old man for testing. The second was to save a copy of the surveillance video in the medical center. He felt that this matter might not be resolved so easily. This corpse? Send him to the funeral parlor, Wang Yao said. Funeral parlor? Not now, Pan Jun said. After today's ordeal, it was already nighttime when they came out of the police station. They had not heard of any funeral parlors opening at night. Picking up a dead person at night when the energy was heavy, unless there was something wrong with his brain and he was tired of living. I'll contact them tomorrow. Pan Jun worked in a hospital, so he knew people in this field. Thank you so much for today, Wang Yao said to Pan Jun. Pan Jun. He had helped a lot today. You're treating me like an outsider. It's only right for a disciple to help his master. Let's have a meal together? No, I have to go home. I promised the children to take a walk in the park tonight. Oh, drive slowly on the road. Hey, master, call me anytime if you need anything. Also, do you really plan to let the old man lie in this room for the night? He's a dead man. Haha, what's there to be afraid of when he's dead? It's inauspicious. It's fine. Wang Yao waved his hand with a smile. The dead should be given the most basic respect. He should let the old man have a peaceful night. After all, his son was still in the police station being investigated. After closing the door of the medical center, Wang Yao returned home. He could see the worry on his parents' faces. Dad, Mom, don't worry. This is an accident. Well, as long as you're fine, Zhang Xiaoying said. Wang Yao didn't say anything more, and his parents didn't ask any more questions. At night, Wang Yao thought a lot on Nanshan Hill alone. At the foot of the hill, the dead old man stayed quietly in the room, lying in the hospital bed. He was only 53 years old this year. He did not enjoy any happiness in his life. He was busy, and angry for his family and his son. In the end, he still ended up like this. The biggest mistake he had made in his life was raising such a son and not educating him well. The son was unfilial to the father. It was too late to regret. The night passed. The next morning, Pan Jun came very early. The funeral home's car also arrived. The dead old man was quickly taken away. Pan Jun used his connections to drag them away without going to work. Even so, there were still people in the village who saw it. In addition to yesterday's incident, there were some rumors in the village, but there were fewer of them. Perhaps it was because there were fewer people in the village. Many of those gossipy people had moved to the city. Sir, if you need anything, just let me know. Zheng Weijun and Sun Yunsheng had both come to see him in the morning. Thank you. They didn't stay for long and left after exchanging a few words. In the morning, Wang Yao did not see a doctor. Instead, he went out. After that, he received a call from the police station. Those people would be released this morning because they did not have any evidence against them. It should not be the first time they had done such a thing. They were very tight-lipped, as if a dead pig was not afraid of boiling water. They're finally out. Brother, what's wrong with us? They had been burping since they entered the police station. They kept burping. They burped when they were sitting, standing, going to the toilet, eating, and drinking. They did not sleep well the whole night. They were all listless. Do you think the doctor did something to us? What do you mean? We didn't contact him at all. Brother Meng, Brother Meng. The well-dressed young man came out, crying and yelling. What's wrong? Take me to the hospital. Quick, quick. As he spoke, his nose, ears, and eyes were bleeding again. Damn, what's wrong with you? I don't know, the young man said. Quick, take me to the hospital. I didn't say anything yesterday. Shut up, the young man said. Okay, I'll take you to the hospital, but not here. There are too many people. What if we expose ourselves? Uncle Igua, is he still lying there? The young man asked. Let him lie there, the young man said. It won't end here. Let's go. They had only walked a few steps when they saw a man standing in their way. The man looked at them coldly. You discussed how to poison the old man, didn't you? It was you who killed him. You, the young man said. Shut up. Wang Yao pointed in the air. The young man could not say a word. It was as if his throat was choked by an invisible hand. He wanted to speak, but he could not. He was very anxious. He scratched his ears and cheeks anxiously. What's wrong with you? What did you do to him? You killed your own father. You deserve to die. Wang Yao punched in the air. Chao Zizhen's body just shook a little. He did not feel anything. What do you want to do? These men had traveled extensively. They had engaged in pyramid schemes, touched porcelain, cheated the old man, kidnapped children, and done all kinds of bad things. However, they were frightened by this seemingly delicate young man. This can't be a coincidence, right? They were all scumbags. They must have done a lot of bad things. Wang Yao moved like a gust of wind. They felt that their bodies were padded by something. It was as if something had entered their bodies. What did you do to us? Repent. After saying that, he left without looking back. The young man stood there in a daze. A gust of wind blew. They felt cold all over. Brother, what did he do to us? F***, what can he do? Don't be afraid. Yes, he'll be in trouble. They had traveled extensively. They had encountered all kinds of troubles. They had been walked by and stabbed by people. They had survived. Let's go and have a drink. Let's go. Brother Meng, why don't you send me to the hospital first? Hey, it's not too late to go to the hospital after drinking, the young man said. You won't die in that state. Well, let's go, the young man said. Don't be so wishy-washy. It depends on your performance later. Chapter 677. Early in the morning, they went to a mutton restaurant in town and ordered 2 pounds of mutton, 4 side dishes, and 2 bottles of wine. Well, it's not a good start this time, Wang Yao said. Stinky mouth. What do you mean by having a bad start? We are working in another province, and we are unfamiliar with this place. It is normal to encounter some difficulties, but we can't be afraid because of this and give up. Didn't we encounter difficulties in the middle of Sichuan and the Northeast? We have overcome them all, right? As the leader of this team, Chao Ming always cheered them up when they encountered difficulties. The meaning was very simple. The difficulties were temporary. The road was winding. Sooner or later, they would win and make money. He also felt more and more that this team was not easy to lead. They all wanted to make money. They didn't want to suffer and didn't want to take risks. How could there be such a good thing in the world? Although their job was said to have high returns, it was also high risk. For example, the last time in East City, they wanted to scam someone. The time and place were right, but the person they chose was wrong. The person they scammed was the tyrant of East City, 4th Master Huang. In the end, it was true that they scammed someone, but they did not earn a single cent. Instead, they were beaten up. One of their members had his leg broken, and he had not recovered yet. He was still recuperating at home. While they were talking, the mutton soup was served. The wine was also filled. Come on, let's drink. Chao Ming raised his wine glass. He drank half of the wine in one gulp. Eat. Only when you are full will you have the strength to do the next thing. They had been locked up for a night. They were already hungry. They ate with big mouthfuls. Well, the mutton soup tastes good. They were still burping when they were eating. Damn it, why is it still not done? Cheers! Cheers! Chow Meng raised his glass and downed the wine in one gulp. The few people at the table also drank the wine in their cups. They were all burping. My father is still in the clinic, Chow Zizhen said in a low voice. He looked down at the wine glass that had just been filled. I don't know what wine this is. It's so spicy. Your father? Chow Meng was stunned. Your father has heart disease, and it's in a late stage. He can't be cured. Moreover, he's old. He needs to see a doctor and eat. He can't help you much. He's just a burden. Without your father, aren't you better off? You don't need to retire. You can do whatever you want. When we get the money this time, your share won't be bad, right? Chow Meng explained. Look at me. He patted his chest. Chow Zizhen lowered her head and remained silent. No one knew what she was thinking. Pa! Chow Meng slammed the table. The people around the table were startled and looked up at him one by one. What's wrong, big brother? All of you, you have to correct your thinking. He glared at them. What do we rely on in our line of work? It's brains and shamelessness. He said grandly, if you want to get ahead, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to do it by hook or by crook. You have to disown your own family. He said vehemently. Pooh! After saying that, a large amount of liquid spurted out of his mouth. It splashed all over the table like a high-pressure water gun. It included the liquor he had just drunk, the mutton soup he had just drunk, and the dishes he had just eaten. F***, what's going on? Just now, when he said those exciting words, at least he felt very excited. He suddenly felt a tumble in his stomach. The feeling was like pouring a glass of water into a pot of boiling oil. The water was poured into concentrated sulfuric acid, and it exploded. He couldn't control it and couldn't suppress it. They were all stunned. They looked at the dishes on the table and the mutton soup in front of them. Can this still be eaten? Seeing this, the shop owner was also stunned. F***, I just added some flavor enhancer to the mutton soup. Don't say that I didn't add anything. Why is there such a big reaction? Boss, there's something wrong with your dish. Chow Meng rolled his eyes and said, Yes, there is a problem. His companion immediately realized what his boss was going to say. Their slogan was to take every opportunity they saw. They would make money if they could, extort if they could, and try if they could. Poof! As soon as the man finished speaking, he vomited. The liquor, the mutton soup, and the blood were the same ingredients. F***, you really poisoned the food. He felt very uncomfortable. I didn't. The shop owner panicked. The same recipe, the same taste. Why do these people have such a big reaction after drinking it? Is there something wrong with the mutton? Poof! Poof! The other two people also vomited. Yes, they were vomiting instead of vomiting. There seemed to be a lot of pressure in their stomachs. Everything inside was being pushed out. They couldn't control it at all. What's going on? The shop owner's wife came out of the kitchen after hearing the sound. She was stunned when she saw the situation of these people. What did you add to the dish? You didn't add anything. Where's the dish? I just bought it this morning. There is a little left from yesterday, but it shouldn't be like this. What should we do? What should we do? Call an ambulance. The man said he had opened this mutton restaurant for 3 years. This was the first time he had encountered such a situation. It looked like someone was going to die. Boss, give me a 20 yuan mutton. At this time, a person pushed the door open and came in. He saw the 4 people vomiting nonstop. F***, what's going on? His face changed greatly. He immediately turned and left. The ambulance from the hospital came very quickly. When the ambulance arrived, none of these people could stand. They had vomited everything out of their stomachs. In the end, they vomited blood. They were really vomiting blood. What's going on? Seeing these people, the doctor was stunned. I don't know. They became like this while eating. The shop owner's face was pale with fright. This won't really kill them, right? Hurry up. They got into the ambulance and were sent to the hospital. What's going on? The people in the emergency department saw the situation and asked. I don't know. They just had a meal in a mutton restaurant downstairs. They became like this while eating. Could it be food poisoning? Food poisoning? Even if they took poison, it shouldn't be so serious, the doctor said. Look at this. They are bleeding from their 7 orifices. He pointed at one of them. Doctor, please save me. I don't want to die. What's going on? Director, These people have just been sent here. Their situation is quite serious. Oh, Panjun was stunned when he saw these people. Aren't they the people who blackmailed my master in the clinic? Why are they all like this? Good heavens, what's going on? It's retribution. Panjun didn't hide it. Director, what are you talking about? The doctor next to him was stunned. What's wrong with the director today? How could he say such things? Oh, sorry, it's a slip of the tongue. Hurry up and check. After checking, they didn't understand what was going on. Panjun quietly went out and called Wang Yao. He told him about the situation of these people and had a general understanding of the situation. Okay, I got it, master. Pump their stomachs. After returning, he arranged to pump their stomachs. Give them a sedative. What are you saying? Tell them to behave themselves. Pumping their stomachs was a very painful thing. After a while, the situation finally stabilized. Is there any food in the stomach? What else is there? Other than stomach acid and blood, there's nothing left. Oh, let's go to the gastroenterology department. Panjun already hated these people to the core and didn't even want to look at them. Their current state was completely deserving of their punishment. The four of them were all hospitalized. Contact your families immediately. They were all foreigners and from other provinces. They immediately asked them to contact their families. The hospital was not a charity. If you didn't have money, you couldn't receive treatment. Although it was a bit cold, the reality was so. In the ward. Brother, what's wrong with us? These people were really scared. They wouldn't be like this after eating the mutton soup. They all thought of the young man, what he said when they met him today, and what he did. Scum. That was the name he used for these people. Yes, they were scum. Chapter 678. They had done immoral things more than once. In the beginning, they had been scared and regretted it. They had also felt guilty. However, when they saw the objective benefits, they immediately threw those things to the back of their minds. They could make a lot of money without working hard or working from 9 to 5. This was something they didn't even dare to think about. The first time they tasted the sweetness, the second time they were emboldened, and the third time they were deeply trapped. It was like they were addicted to drugs and couldn't extricate themselves. A comrade once said that if there was a 50% profit in capital, they would take risks. If there was a 100% profit, they would dare to trample on everything in the world. They were doing business without any capital and had several times the profit. They formed a gang with their own organizational discipline and their own guiding ideology. They had traveled extensively. They had swindled and cheated. They had organized pyramid schemes. They were professional racketeers. They had stolen and robbed. They had also been frightened. They had been chased and walked past. They had also been in the police station and eaten prison food. After experiencing wind and rain, they had grown up. Now, as long as the price was right, they even dared to kill people, just like the old man. They didn't care about retribution at all. Perhaps they had such an idea before. However, as they did more and more bad things, this idea became fainter and fainter. Until this time, they had never been like this. They had all been tricked. Was freedom destined? Nonsense. Chow Meng didn't believe in such things. If there was retribution, he would have died many times. He should have gone to hell long ago. It must be that doctor. He was very sure that the situation of these people was related to the doctor named Wang Yao. He would not let him go easily. He had already called the other members who were still waiting for orders. They were on the way. Their brother's team was far more than the four of them. This time, they had come prepared. However, things had really gone wrong. Things had happened one after another. This one made him reflect. What should he do next? If there is no other way, I'll hire a lawyer. Resort to legal means. In order to do this, he had read a lot of books. He had even studied a lot of legal books. Now, as a society ruled by law, the more comprehensive the various laws and regulations were, the more people understood the law. A group of people who knew the law were thinking about how to seek help from the law. How ridiculous and absurd this matter sounded. In the mountain village, the clinic was not open as usual. Wang Yao had already posted a notice on his Weibo. He did not know how the news spread. Some people knew about the death in his clinic, and some people left comments on his Weibo. Dr. Wang, are you all right? Let me know if you need any help. +1. Many people expressed their concern about this matter. At the same time, they also expressed their attitude. As long as Wang Yao needed help, they were willing to help. These were all kind-hearted people. There were also some people who made sarcastic remarks behind the scenes, but they were in the minority. No need, I can handle it myself. Thank you for your concern. Wang Yao naturally wanted to express his gratitude to these kind-hearted people. He did not refute or rebuke those who made sarcastic remarks, or even worse remarks. If a mad dog barks at you, you can't bark back, right? That day, someone called to ask about it. They were all friends who happened to know about this matter. In the evening, when Wang Yao was having dinner, Wang Mingbao came back from outside. He was originally on a business trip outside. After hearing about this matter, he hurried back in a hurry. What's going on? Someone is blackmailing me, Wang Yao said with a smile. Tell me in detail. Wang Yao made a cup of tea for Wang Mingbao. He then told him in detail what had happened the day before. From another province? Yes. Hey, these people are quite bold. They actually dared to swindle people from another province. The old man is indeed dead, Wang Yao said. This was the only thing he felt guilty about. He could have saved the old man. He raised his son like that. He is also responsible. Wang Mingbao lit a cigarette. Where are they now? Why don't you lock them up for a while? Lock them up for a while? You're talking as if the police station is owned by your family, Wang Yao said with a smile. They are in the hospital. The hospital? Did you do it? I asked them to repent, but they were not willing to do it, Wang Yao said with a smile. Hey, Wang Mingbao laughed. They have to pay for what they have done, Wang Yao said. This time, he did not hold back. It would not be easy for them to recover. In the hospital, several patients lying on the hospital bed vomited again. Oh my God, what's wrong? The medical staff in charge was dumbfounded. Since they were hospitalized in their department, these patients had been vomiting nonstop. At first, it was fine. It was just an infusion. After eating something, they immediately had a reaction. They vomited whatever they ate. In the end, they vomited acid and blood. This can't go on like this. What did these people eat? Why are they reacting so violently? Boss, shall we transfer them to another hospital? The several people lying on a hospital bed did not even have the strength to speak. Their faces were pale. They felt that their bodies had been hollowed out. That's right. Transfer, Chow Meng said weakly. The few people in their team had already arrived at the hospital. They were shocked when they saw the appearance of these people. After carefully asking about the reason, they were thinking about finding trouble with a doctor named Wang Yao. Who would have thought that these people could not take it anymore? They all vomited badly. In the end, they vomited blood. They had no choice but to stay and take care of them. At the same time, they were glad that they did not go to find Wang Yao. If they had gone to find him, they might have ended up in the same state. It was too scary. They could not eat anything, so they could only rely on infusion. Okay. Their application to transfer to another hospital was quickly approved. The doctors in the county hospital had no other choice. They could not let these people die in the hospital. Transfer. Pan Jun was stunned after hearing the news. Yes, it's good to transfer to another hospital. Out of sight, out of mind, Pan Jun said. Director, what kind of illness do they have? Is food poisoning so serious? I don't know. Maybe it's retribution? Those people are scumbags, swindlers, and pyramid schemers. They just went through the police station before they were hospitalized, Pan Jun said. Really? Yes, and they are from another place. They are a gang. In his words, these people were a gang, which was obviously a derogatory term. It was completely different from a team. Now, the people who had experienced this incident, except for Wang Yao, did not think about the old man who had passed away. It was late at night, and the mountain was quiet. Wang Yao stood quietly on the hill, looking at the sky. Why did they come to the clinic? Was it just a coincidence? At the foot of the mountain, in the village, almost all the houses had turned off their lights. The whole village was quiet. Woof, woof, woof. Suddenly, San Xian barked. A figure entered the mountain village, walking on an unusual path. Where is he? The person was still masked. He entered the mountain village along a road under the mountain on the east side of the village. He kept going south and stopped outside the clinic. Well, it's here. Just as he was about to climb over the wall, he suddenly felt something patting him. He jerked his head back. A person was looking at him with a smile. Are you busy? Yes. Do you want to go in? I've been waiting for you for a long time, Zhong Luchuan said. He felt that what had happened the day before was definitely not as simple as a scam, so he came out at night and really bumped into it. The masked man wanted to run. With a bang, he was kicked out and directly stuck to the wall. It hurt. It hurt all over. D***man, didn't you say there was no danger? What are you doing here? I'm stealing, Zhong Luchuan said. What are you stealing? I'm stealing money, Zhong Luchuan said. I heard that there's a doctor surnamed Wang here who is quite rich, so I came here. Really? Take off your clothes. Suddenly, there was a crisp sound. This person had only made a sound and was about to shout when he realized that he couldn't be born because his chin had been dislocated. Take it off. Yes. He hurriedly took off his clothes. Why did you bring it when you were stealing? Is it poison? Chapter 679. Let's go. Zhong Luchuan carried him to an empty house with one hand, as if he were carrying a mouse. His movements were fast, and he was not affected at all. In the past few days in the mountain village, he had not only accompanied his sister to treat her illness and recuperate every day. He walked around the mountain village. Out of professional consideration, he had already memorized the general situation of the mountain village. He knew how many people there were in the mountain village, how many dogs there were, which houses were temporarily unoccupied, how many roads there were in the mountain village, where one could go in and out of the nearby mountains, and even the situation of the nearby villages. He took the masked man into an old house that no one lived in. The location of the house was still relatively remote. It was on Dongshan Mountain, halfway up the mountain. It had been idle for a long time. He threw the man on the ground. Kacha! The man's arm and jaw were reattached. Zhong Luchuan's technique was very professional. Obviously, this was not the first time he had done it. Tell me what's going on. The man with the naked upper body was trembling all over. Before coming, he had never thought that he would encounter such a thing. I really came to steal money, the man said. By the way, I wanted to bring medicine back with some chickens, ducks, and dogs. What kind of medicine is this? It's anesthetic, the man said. Really? Zhong Luchuan looked at the powder in the small bag. Is it okay for people to take anesthetic? Well, it should be okay, the man said. Wait, what do you want to do? Come on, take some first and see how it works. I don't quite believe what you said. I'll tell you, this is not anesthetic. It's poison. The man almost wet his pants. What kind of poison is it? I don't know, the man said. Huh? Zhong Luchuan pinched the man's mouth and poured the bag of medicine in. Well, I don't know. I really don't know. The man struggled, but found that the man's strength was so great that he had no room to resist. Tell me the truth. What I said is the truth, the man said. Someone paid me to come here and poison the medicine in the clinic in this mountain village. I swear to God, this time I'm telling the truth. Rumble. There was the faint sound of thunder outside. Hey, God doesn't seem to believe what you said, Zhong Luchuan said coldly. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. The man cried. Who sent you here? I don't know. What? I really don't know. It's just phone calls and bank transfers. Then how did he find you? I don't know. I find that you're not very honest. How about this? I'll give you one night to think about it. Zhong Luchuan took out a small pill from his pocket and quickly opened his mouth. With a push and a pat, the pill entered his stomach. Cough, 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 what is this? The man's face was full of shock. You don't have to worry too much. It's just some strange medicine. If you take the antidote within 8 hours, you'll be fine. Otherwise, it'll hurt very much. Zhong Luchuan tied him up tightly, stuffed something in his mouth, and took his clothes away. Then, he closed the door. He struggled, but it was in vain. He tried to break free from the rope that was trapping him, but he found that the other party was holding him very tightly. After struggling for a while, he had no strength left. He was so tired that his hands hurt. Only then did he stop and look at the house. The house was very shabby. The wooden windows were badly damaged, and the wind was leaking in. Although it was June, it was still a little cold at night. The mountain wind was relatively strong, and he felt cold all over. Through the window, he could see the swaying leaves outside. The mountain was not far away. This place isn't haunted, is it? He wondered. D***M in it. It's all my fault for being greedy. He was now extremely regretful. If there was a medicine for regret in the world, he would definitely take 2 bottles at a time. The night passed very slowly. He didn't know when, but he fell asleep and froze. He looked up outside. It was still dark. Wasn't dawn yet. He moved his body and leaned against the wall. The wall was very cold. He fell asleep again. When he woke up, it was still dark. Why is it so slow? This was the first time he felt that the night had passed so long. It was finally dawn. Wang Yao came down from mountain. That day, the clinic was open to receive patients. On the way down mountain, he met Zhong Luchuan. He seemed to be waiting for him there. Dr. Wang, what's the matter? What's the matter? Zhong Luchuan briefly told him what had happened the previous night. Wang Yao frowned after hearing that. Let's go and have a look. The two of them went into the dilapidated house and saw a man trembling all over. Please, let me go, he cried. I really don't know who took care of me. Wang Yao stared at him for a while, then patted him on the stomach. A moment later, the man felt a pain in his stomach. It was as if a little mouse was running around inside, biting as it ran. It was very painful. He couldn't help but cry out. With a snap, Zhong Luchuan dislocated his jaw again. The man twitched on the ground in pain. Because he was tied up, he couldn't even roll over. Within a few minutes, Wang Yao patted his stomach twice. The pain slowly dissipated like the ebb of the sea. Tell me, who sent you here? I really don't know, Zhong Luchuan said. I swear, he broke out in a cold sweat. It seems to be true. Leave it to the public security department. Wang Yao made a phone call to the police. Thank you. The man gasped. Now, he was not afraid of the police or going to prison, as long as he could leave that place and the 2 demons. He remembered something and said to Zhong Luchuan, Antidote, give me the antidote. Amoxicillin, Zhong Luchuan said. You won't die. The police officers came quickly. Officer, you are finally here. After seeing the police officers, the man was so excited that he almost cried. He felt as if he had seen a relative. What's going on? The policeman who was on duty was stunned. Not understanding the reason, the policeman called Wang Yao aside. Someone is making trouble again, the policeman said to Wang Yao. Dr. Wang, have you offended someone? In just a few days, someone had come to blackmail, steal, and drug him. It was definitely not as simple as a coincidence. Who did I offend? Wang Yao thought carefully. No, think about it again, the policeman kindly reminded him. Be careful. I know, thank you. You are welcome. The policeman took the man away. Thank you, Luchuan. Wang Yao turned to Zhong Luchuan and said. He really had to thank him for the previous night. If the other party had entered the clinic and drugged the commonly used herbs, it would have been a big problem if it had not been discovered in time and had been taken by the patient. Of course, Zhong Luchuan said with a smile. His sister was his only family in the world. Wang Yao had cured his illness, which was a big favor. He had always wanted to repay it. It was rare to have such an opportunity. After dealing with this matter, the clinic was open as usual. Perhaps it was affected by the incident the day before, but there were much fewer people coming to see the doctor than a few days ago. Only 3 people came in the morning. After diagnosing these people, Wang Yao leaned back in his chair and thought about what had happened in the past few days. Was it a coincidence? Definitely not. A figure appeared in his mind. He was handsome and sunny, and his manners and speech were very appropriate. Mr. Gua. If there was anyone worthy of suspicion, it would undoubtedly be Mr. Gua, who came from a good family and received a good education. He seemed to be modest and polite, but he was actually very scheming. In Jing, he had been able to perceive that after the last meeting at the Biyun Temple in Changshan, he should have been completely unhappy. He thought that the other party might take some action, but he did not expect that the other party would use such a method. It was too despicable. Of course, he could not rule out the possibility that it was done by another outsider. During his time as a doctor, There were only a few people who had grudges with him. Right, there was another one. The young master in Ji, Li Xiaoyang, should also have the ability to do so. After thinking about it, Wang Yao felt that there were only two people. The first one was more likely. Chapter 680. The problem was that it was not easy to confirm. In fact, Wang Yao also knew that it was impossible to confirm. In Hike People's Hospital Blurg, Chao Ming and the others who were transferred to Hike People's Hospital still vomited after eating. Doctor, what's wrong with us? Chao Ming was really scared now. If it went on like this, he would not be able to eat in the future. Chao Ming still felt lucky when he was in Lianshan Hospital. He thought that the hospital was small and the medical standards were limited. Some diseases were not even seen by the doctors. Naturally, they did not know how to treat them. However, after coming to Hike, he did not feel any better. On the contrary, it became more serious. What was going on? Anyone would panic when encountering such a situation. The medical conditions in Hike People's Hospital were much better than in Lianshan County. However, the doctors here were also helpless. Don't eat first. This was the order of the attending doctor. Not the doctor. What kind of disease do my brother and the others have? Yeah, the few people who came later gathered in the doctor's office. Although their profession was very special, it was impossible for them to stay in the hospital all day long. In addition, they were all lazy and idle people. They could not bear to stay in the hospital and wait on the patients. To put it bluntly, they were not willing to wait on their biological parents, let alone people who were not related to them by blood. Food poisoning. What kind of food poisoning is so serious? Do you understand? The doctor had been having a headache because of these few patients in the past few days. Their illness was very recurrent. They were fine if they did not eat. However, as soon as they ate, even if it was just porridge, they would vomit immediately. He had been a doctor for so many years, but this was the first time he encountered such a situation. Moreover, there were people accompanying the patients. They were not easy to deal with. They were shouting, smoking, playing poker, and video chatting in the hospital. They were not polite at all. The medical staff in the hospital warned them, but they ignored it. They threatened the staff if they said a few more words. What was worse was that when they saw the two beautiful nurses in the department, they tried to get close to them. Damn it, this is my territory. One of them is my sister-in-law. Aren't you slapping my face? Therefore, the doctor was very annoyed by them. Where did this group of people come from? Not only this doctor, but all the medical staff on this floor hated these people very much. Hey, what should we do? 3 5s. Is this retribution? 3 7s. Bullsh asterisk key. Why would people in our line of work be afraid of that? 3 as. I can't afford it. Hey, did you steal cards? Exactly. Get up and let me see. Look behind your butt, hiding cards in your crotch. You're really something. F asterisk CK. We're a team. We're partners. Can't you have some sense of integrity? You're cheating when playing cards. I love what I do. Boss told us to do it. Bullshit. A few people were smoking and playing poker in a corner of the corridor. Who are those people? The patients and their family members in the ward were not happy. With such a ruckus every day, it was affecting their rest. This kind of people should be kicked out. The hospital's security guards came up. This time, it was not one person, but 5. They were all young and strong men. The medical staff also knew that these people were difficult to deal with, so they had already communicated with the hospital. Sorry, this is a hospital. Smoking and playing cards are prohibited. Are you kidding me? Is this for fun? A person with a cigarette in his mouth said. If you continue like this, please get out. Oh, I'm so scared. Ha ha. These people did not buy it at all. Please get out. What? Do you want to beat people? Come and see. The security guards are beating people. One of them directly shouted in the corridor. What are you shouting for? Ah, a bald man walked over. He was big and tall. This is a hospital, not your home. If you want to play cards, go out. Hey, who is that? Is he quite powerful? Yes. The 4 people put down the cards in their hands and stood up to stare at the strong man. You look like you want to try shouting again. Just you wait. After saying that, the man turned around and left. Oh, I'm so scared. Don't make me wait too long. Then, They turned around and began to deal with the security guards. They had experienced such a scene many times. They knew that these security guards were just putting on a show and did not dare to really do anything. If they were real police, they would definitely not have such an attitude. They would definitely lower their heads obediently and admit their mistakes. They would also promise not to do it again. After the police left, they would continue to do it. They did not commit major crimes, but they kept making small mistakes. It was infuriating to the police and difficult to the court. There were always such people. They did not do anything illegal, but they liked to play on the edge. These people, even the police, did not have a good way to deal with them. However, there was a natural law between heaven and earth. Everything had its weakness. The four of them had not had enough fun yet. Suddenly, they found that there were many more people around them. They turned around and looked. Hey, isn't this the bald man from just now? Why is he back? It did not matter if he came back alone. The key was that he had 5 or 6 people with him. They were all either very strong or very strong. What are you doing? Beat them up. A few men swarmed forward. Hey, what are you doing? This is a hospital. Security, I'm talking about you. Are you going to interfere in this matter? Be careful that I don't complain about you. Ah, sir, don't hit the face. Big brother, I was wrong, big brother. A person wanted to run, but he was blocked by the security guard. Hey, you young man, come on. The man behind him pulled his hair and pressed him to the ground. Friction, it was the devil's pace. Are you happy? I'm asking you if you're happy. Listen up. Stay here quietly, or I'll beat you up every time I see you, the man said. Good Lord, it turned out that he was not scared away just now. He went out to get help. A wise man knew better than to fight when the odds were against him. It was difficult for 2 fists to fight against 4 hands. He still knew this. Okay, you can do it. The 4 of them were now sore all over. Each of them had been beaten black and blue. They did not dare to say a word. They all nodded in agreement. Yes, we were wrong. We won't dare to do it again. Seeing that the few of them had left. Bah, damn, wait. I'll teach you a lesson sooner or later. I'll find out his background later. If I can't beat him, I'll beat his family. After the few of them had left, they turned to the security guards and said, What are you doing? You are security guards. How can you let them fight in the hospital? Are you worthy of your job? Are you worthy of your clothes? Are you worthy of your salary? Captain, let's beat them up. One of the security guards could not help it. Blue veins appeared on his forehead. Hey, I'm telling you, don't be impulsive. Okay, let's go. Damn, why do I feel like these people are crazy? They're the typical people who are itching for a beating. Didn't they just say that they were going to take revenge on the man just now? I think we need to go and beat them up. Well, I think so too. Unknowingly, it was noon. It was time to eat. Time to eat. Boss, what do you want to eat? Are you blind or deaf? Have you forgotten what the doctor said? I can't eat. As soon as he heard that, Chow Meng became angry. Lying there, he could only get a 4 drip and could not eat. He would vomit if he ate. However, humans were made of iron, and rice was made of steel. How could he not eat? Just the 4 drip made him dizzy. He even needed someone to help him get out of bed and go to the toilet. He felt like an old man with 1 foot in the grave. Oh, let's go downstairs and eat. After the 4 of them finished talking, they left the ward and went downstairs to eat. Damn, lying on the hospital bed and still talking like that. Does he really think he is still the boss? As soon as they came out, they began to mutter. In fact, they had been dissatisfied for a long time. Yes. Hey, don't talk about it. Isn't the money still in his hands? Chapter 681. It's getting harder to lead the team. Chow Meng, who was lying on the hospital bed, sighed. The other people left the hospital. Brother, it's that bald guy. As soon as they went out, they saw the bald guy who had beaten them in the hospital today. As soon as they saw the bald guy, they were furious, gathering in a crowd to fight, hitting people in the face. How could a small seaside city be so violent? If he had the guts, he would fight one-on-one. The people here were not easy to bully at all. Let's go follow him. He waved his hand, and the other people followed. Since they couldn't beat you, they would disgust you. They would mess with your family and leave. What could you do? They felt that they were just passers-by in the city. They would never stay for too long. Therefore, They were not afraid of revenge. The bald guy walked slowly and bought an ice cream from a stall. Boss, I'll buy 2 ice creams. Yes, I want strawberry flavor. Just like that, one person walked in front with an ice cream stick in his mouth. The other 4 people followed him and also ate ice cream. Where's this guy going? It's so hot. Soon, they came to a small park. The man went into the park. Go, follow him. Don't lose him. After they went in, they found that the man was gone. Where did he go? Look around. The few of them walked around in a circle. Just as they were about to turn around, a dozen people suddenly appeared from all directions and surrounded them. Are you looking for me? The bald guy appeared. He looked at the 4 people with an ice cream stick in his mouth. Looking for you? Why are we looking for you? We were just passing by and saw that the environment of the park was good, so we came to walk around, right? Yes, look at the trees, the flowers, and the grass. They are so beautiful. Beat them. More than a dozen people rushed up and pressed the 4 people to the ground. They rubbed hard. It hurts. Don't hit my face. Hero, please spare me. I help. Someone's killing me. I'll let you shout. Mother of Asterisker, you want to mess with my family? How can you be so capable, The bald man rushed up to the guy who said that he wanted to mess with his family and kicked him in the stomach. The kick was so powerful that the man bent his body like a prawn in pain. It was too King painful. Let's go. After beating them up, the dozen or so people quickly dispersed. From beginning to end, there were no onlookers and no police officers who arrived in time. The security here is too bad. The 4 of them had been beaten up, and their injuries had worsened. Their noses were bruised, and their faces were swollen, and their bodies were aching. Hey, big brother, I don't think it's suitable for us to continue staying here. Yes, I think so too. That Baldy's family also lives in that hospital, and they are on the same floor. Do you think he will beat us up every time he sees us? Beating people up is addictive. Bullsh *T, then what about boss? We're a team. We're a team. Do you have any sense of teamwork? You're shrinking just because of a little difficulty? Big brother, why don't you take us with you? We'll set up our own sect. There was silence for a long time. Boss said that we must be united at all times. We can't be divided. What's wrong with you guys? After returning to the hospital, Chow Meng saw that all of them were bruised and swollen. They were not so bad in the morning. Big brother, something happened at home. My grandfather just called. My grandmother passed away. I have to go back. Didn't your grandmother pass away 3 years ago? My second grandmother. Okay, then you go back to work. Big brother, I'm tight on money, Wang Yao said. Can you see if you can give us the income from last time in advance? Yes, big brother. I'm tight on money too, Wang Yao said. I'm thinking of buying a house for my son. Look, the house prices are rising day by day. Can you give me some support? Xiao Wang, you're a bit off topic, Wang Yao said. You don't even have a *King girlfriend. How can you have a son? Future? You're like this now. Don't think about the future. I think it's too far away. Okay, I know what you mean. Wang Yao took out a card from his wallet with trembling hands. Here, there's $100,000 in it. You four could divide it, Chow Meng said. He then told them the password in front of them. Oh, thank you, boss. They were so happy that they wanted to rush up and kiss him. The 4 of them took the money and left happily. Big brother, you gave them the money and let them go. What should we do? Yes, there were 4 patients here. They all needed someone to take care of them. They couldn't rely on each other and support each other, right? People's hearts are scattered. I can't keep them even if I want to, Chow Meng said. But don't worry. Chow Meng gently waved his hand. He knew what to do. This is worth celebrating. Let's go for a drink, the 4 of them said happily after leaving the hospital. Let's go. The 4 of them left the hospital and went to the pub to drink. They were all drunk. Well, good wine. They went back to the hotel and slept for the whole afternoon. When they woke up, it was time to divide the money. They went to the bank to withdraw the money. Damn, why is it $80,000? How are we going to divide it? $80,000? No, didn't boss say $100,000? Look, the numbers in it. There's an 8 and 4 zeros behind it. Big brother, I know how to count. Big brother, tell us the truth. Did you take advantage of the fact that we were drunk to withdraw the 20,000 yuan? Yes, you were at the table and kept persuading us to drink. Didn't I drink too? I'm drunk too. You all saw it. Big brother, your alcohol tolerance is so high that you won't get drunk even after 1,000 glasses. Moreover, boss said that you have the best acting skills among all of us. Even if you were to act in a movie, you would be better than those actors. It's not the first time you pretended to be drunk. Yes. No, you don't believe me. You said that you chose me to be your boss. The words were right beside my ear. Why did it change so suddenly? The boat of friendship capsized just like that? I understand. This is boss's trick. He killed 3 people with 1 peach. What peach? Let's talk about the money first. Boss has never been careless when it comes to money. Yes, big brother. You've withdrawn $20,000. Take another $5,000, and the rest will be divided among the 3 of us. Yes. I didn't take a F**king cent. I swear to God. It's starting again. How many times have we sworn to God? That's right. Don't make a ruckus. Someone roared. Swallow the card. Caw, caw, caw. A few crows flew past. The 4 of them were stunned. They looked like 4 idiots. No, that's right. What was the most important thing in a team? Answer, cohesion, unity. What should we do? Make a call. They found a staff member. Their reply was that they could come to collect the card in 3 days with their ID card. The card holder's ID card. 3 days? And the card holder's ID card? The 4 of them looked at each other. What should we do? Let's go back and find boss. Oh, in my opinion, boss is still the best. That's right. I only admire boss in my life. In the People's Hospital of Hike, Xiao Hui, you are here. 2 young people in their 20s stood in front of Chow Meng's bed. One of them was a gentle young man, and the other was a good-looking girl. Big brother, how did you become like this? I encountered some difficulties at work. How are you doing? It's going well. The mission completion rate is 90%. The rest is up to time. Well, college students are different. They should train you to be a postgraduate student. The combination of practical experience and theory is the most useful. Come and sit down. I'll tell you what happened this time. Chow Meng told them the whole story without holding anything back. Big brother, this won't do. Shall we retreat? The young man named Chow he asked. Retreat? Why? We don't have any advantage now. If the person you're talking about is really a famous local doctor, he will have considerable prestige. Think about it. He has cured many patients. If he has contact with these people, they may not come out to help. No one can guarantee that they won't fall ill in the future. He has both advantages. Chow he analyzed. The only advantage we have is the foreign aid that you have never met. Chapter 682. But we don't know who he is or what his background is. Chow he said slowly. He was just stating a fact. You haven't seen him, have you? Never. Chow Meng shook his head. In fact, the cause of the whole thing was an inexplicable phone call followed by a deposit. They saw the hope of making a lot of money. Then, they came directly to this place and started the work. However, they had a bad start. They didn't make any money. Instead, they suffered losses. If it succeeds, the pay is very good, Chow he said. It can even be said that it is very tempting. However, at present, it is very difficult to succeed. If it doesn't succeed, the so-called pay is purely a flower in the mirror or the moon in the water. It is all void. Therefore, I suggest that we give up. Xiao Hui, what do you think? Chow Meng still wanted to try, because the pay provided by that person was very good. If they succeeded this time, it was very likely that they didn't have to do anything for a few years. Big brother, you don't want to give up. Do you still want to try? Xiao Hui didn't rush to answer. Instead, she asked a question. Yes, I still want to try. I want to hear your opinion. Big brother, you can consider communicating with that person first to see what his attitude is. Then, you can decide whether to choose to withdraw or continue the work. Okay, I will contact him again. The matter was settled. Not long after, the 4 people who left came back. Big brother, I have thought about it. We can't leave at this time. We will stay here with you. Chow he said. Yes. Family matters? Chow Meng asked. People can't come back to life. I think we should mainly focus on work, Chow he said. Well, that's good. Your sons matter? Children and grandchildren have their own fortune. We will talk about the future in the future. Big brother, you are right. We should grasp the present. Very good. I am very pleased to see that everyone is so enthusiastic about work, Chao Meng said. Who are these two? The four people looked at Chao He and Chao Hui, who had just arrived. They are professionals I hired to deal with this matter. You have to cooperate. Chao Meng introduced the two people to the four people. These two young men were secretly trained by Chao Meng. They were his true confidants, and they acted alone. The others had never seen them before, so they didn't know of their existence. Chao He will be in charge of the following matters. This was his arrangement. Yes, no problem, big brother. Just stay here and recuperate. Leave the rest to us. Alas, Chao Meng sighed. Right now, he really wanted to beat these guys to death with the sole of his shoe. I must have been blind. How could I have taken a fancy to these things? All right, I'm going to rest. All right, big brother, take care of yourself. They followed Chao He out. Little Chao, what should we do next? Wait. Oh, what are you waiting for? You two stay here and take care of Brother Chao. Leave the rest to us. With that, he and Chao Hui left. Hey, don't be in such a hurry. Where's the card? In a small town in southern Yunnan. The economy of the town was not particularly developed, but had beautiful mountains and clear waters. It was a famous tourist attraction nearby. In an office of the county government, two people were playing chess. One was young, quite handsome, and had an extraordinary bearing. The other was in his 40s and slightly balding. Chess. The young man had the advantage. The chariot, horse, and cannon had forced the old man into a corner. It seemed that he was about to lose. After a few difficult moves, the middle-aged man decisively admitted defeat. County Magistrate Guo's chess skills are really superb, he said with a smile. I admit defeat. You're too polite, Guo Zheng has said with a smile. The middle-aged man looked at the young man in front of him, who was 15 years younger than him. What did he do when he was young? He worked in a factory as a worker to make a living. Although he was not very down and out, it was not easy. As for Guo Zhenghe, he was now the second in command of the county. He was less than 30 years old. He was very steady and experienced in doing things. He was kind to his colleagues and cared about his subordinates. He was capable, had a background, and worked harder. Such a person seemed to be born for officialdom. The younger generation was to be feared. Guo Zhenghe sighed more than once. Ring. Buzz. At this time, the phone rang. Sorry, I have to take this call. Guo Zhenghe got up and went to the side. It's me, Guo Zhenghe. Well, you can deal with this matter as you see fit. After hanging up the phone, the middle-aged man sat for a while. He talked with Guo Zhenghe about some work matters. After that, he left. Guo Zhenghe went to the window and looked at the small county outside. He had been working in the county for more than 2 years. He had been promoted very quickly from the mayor to the county magistrate. This was due to his family background and his own extraordinary ability. I've lost this round, but this is just the beginning. In the mountain village, Wang Yao thought the matter was over. However, he received a message from the police station that someone had sued him. He was accused of causing the death of people because of improper treatment. This was out of his expectations. Zhang Peng had already prepared the materials. No problem. This was his answer. This was the first time in his life that Wang Yao had come to court to be arraigned in his life. The main evidence prepared by the other party was the toxins found in the old man's blood. The old man had died in the hospital. Fortunately, Wang Yao had prepared sufficient evidence. The old man's blood was sent to Jing for testing. It was true that the old man had been poisoned, but he had been poisoned long before he entered the clinic. Zhang Peng had found more than one testing center. One was a very famous laboratory in the country. The other was a very famous hospital. The evidence from these two laboratories was naturally very convincing. What was more convincing was the video in the clinic. When the old man was in the clinic, he had shown signs of physical weakness. This was very obvious. The video also had sound. The first trial's judgment was very interesting. For the old man's death, Wang Yao had an inescapable responsibility. Wang Yao compensated the old man's family with all kinds of expenses totaling 640,000 yuan. I'm not convinced. Wang Yao said on the spot. He then asked for an appeal. What's going on? After the judgment came out, Zhang Peng was also dumbfounded. He did not expect the judge to make such a decision. Sorry, there was an accident, Zhang Peng said. I know, Zhang Peng said. There was indeed an accident. I want to know what went wrong, Wang Yao said coldly. When he returned home, he found a person at home. It was a very beautiful girl who was talking to his mother. Xiaoxue, why are you here? Why didn't you tell me in advance? Wang Yao was very surprised by Su Xiaoxue's arrival. I'll prepare dinner, Zhang Xiaoying said with a smile. I saw the news on the internet, Su Xiaoxue said. It was the news about the treatment accident in Wang Yao's clinic. That's why I'm here, Wang Yao said. Because she missed him, she closed the clinic and went to Jing. Because she was worried, she stopped her classes and came to the mountain village. They traveled thousands of miles because they had you in their hearts. Thank you, Wang Yao whispered. Did it go well? Su Xiaoxue asked. Not very well. Wang Yao told Su Xiaoxue about the court's decision that day. This is pure nonsense, Su Xiaoxue said. Who is the judge? He doesn't deserve to be a judge. I have asked for an appeal, Wang Yao said. Yes, we should appeal, Su Xiaoxue said. We are not afraid of anyone legally. She did not believe that Wang Yao would accidentally treat an old man to death. Moreover, the old man was poisoned by drugs. It was a frame-up. Are they for Zhongyuan province? Yes. Su Xiaoxue did not say much. She had been thinking about the matter on the way there. After she arrived, she chatted with Zhang Xiaoying for a while. She also learned some details of the matter from her. It was a frame-up and blackmail. The method was very despicable. The key problem was that these people were from other provinces. They came to such a small county and mountain village to blackmail Wang Yao, who was a mountain village doctor. No matter how she thought about it, there was an obvious element of conspiracy. She immediately thought of that person. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.